All right, gentlemen, let's get going. So, I want Eladrian and Czar. Just roll d20s for me.
Oh no.
Oh, rip.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Be better than fuck.
All
One
right,
of the low
Oh,
numbers, right?
shit.
Eladrian, give us a recap of last time.
Okay, so what happened last time? Man, I don't even remember, dude. We were going around. It was the checking around for Vrento. Let's see. I went and I dropped off my loot at the guy. He's going to put some the harpy chords as strings right on the loot. It's very hard walking around without my loot. It's very hard. What else did we do? That's all that really matters is what I did. What else did we do? I don't even remember. Someone helped me out.
Well, to be fair, a lot of the stuff happened not with your character in particular. So that's fair that your character would not know those things that happened.
Yeah, because I was not involved. There was a lot of things that happened when I was with this guy. So someone in our party left for a while to do something with this town. And then he did things on his own. We met up again later, and I went to bed.
And how did you wake everyone up?
How did I wake everyone up? Let me tell you this. I climbed onto the tallest spire in the city, right? And I do not have my loot, unfortunately. So I took my bagpipes and I proceeded to play the worst fucking play of bagpipes you've ever heard. People were waking up left and right, screaming, throwing things from the ground. I jump down and I am encountering these two men that walk out of a bar, and they do not like what happened. And they are clerics or Templars or paladins. That's the word. They are paladins of the A word. What is the A word?
Advent.
Advent. Yes, like the calendar. That's it. The paladins of the Advent. Whatever the hell they are. We don't know. But they were about to try and rumble, man. We were about to knock the shit out of them. But then this strange guard come out of nowhere. Like he was watching us the whole time. And he was like he came up and took the men away. And then it turns out that guard, was mind us all along.
Exactly.
Yes, so we proceeded to... before this happened, I played a fantastic tune. It was really, really incredible. I had to make up for the bad one that I did.
You did calm them down a little bit after that song.
It was amazing.
So yeah, then you guys set out towards where you guys headed, Vallican, right? Or
yes, on the way to Vrento.
yes.
Oh, yeah, out of Vrento. Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, exactly. And then you also passed by the cemetery where Nayland saw one of his fellow practitioners of Kalemvor's faith, and you guys are setting out on your way. So this is where we shall pick up. Let me just get a little different song going on here. Alright. So, as you guys make your way north of Vrento, you can kind of check it out on the world map there. You guys head north and you're leaving that cool or that warm spring climate of Vrento as you kind of feel a cool breeze in the air now as you guys begin to head north. Following the trail, you approach a signpost that points in two directions. It points east, and pointing east it says Balland, and pointing west it says Vallican. So, which way are you guys going to go?
Do you want to look at the book real quick just to see where it points?
Well, open it up.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I'll take the book out, open it, and I'll say, compass.
And when you say compass, you start to feel the book tug towards the west.
Well, looks like we're going to Vallican.
Vallican it is.
This is so ridiculous, guys. We are following a book. This even thinks what? This book. This book even talks to him.
Been telling you all along. Books have crazy powers.
I mean, what an adventure! What a story this will be.
All right, so we're gonna head west towards Vallican. Eladrin, do me a favor. Roll a d20 for me. Okay, 13.
Lucky number.
Perfect. Okay. So just do a little bit of RP, guys, as you're making your way down the westward direction towards Vallican. I just got to prepare a thing or two.
Oh, have you guys ever heard of Paladins of the Advent?
I don't believe so.
I think he was just making that up to scare us.
I think they're
I've been
making
in-
enough too.
I've been in Vrenta for quite a long time. I don't think I've ever heard of that name either.
They seemed quite hostile for no reason.
They were just assholes.
It's a good point.
Oh,
They certainly
Pilgrim.
didn't act like paladins or any paladins that I've ever come across.
Not any paladin I've ever seen.
Makes me wonder who they worship.
so there's no paladin convention that you go to every year, Holgrim? Where you
Huh?
guys like mingle and talk about
Yeah,
each other's
Paladin-
gods?
Paladin convention.
Paladin Con?
I haven't been to Paladin Con yet, actually. It's on my list. No, so far, most of my training has been fairly solitary. I had a mentor who kind of taught me what I know so far, but I think I'm still really at the beginning of my journey as a paladin.
That mentor, he's in Kraknar?
No, he was in a shrine I stayed at for a while in the Milkland Forest.
Oh, to the west.
Yep, just a little further west from where we're headed.
How long were you in the forest?
I spent about 3 years in the forest, kind of mostly, just kind of in isolation, learning about becoming a paladin, kind of doing some meditating, exploring the forest.
So, do you eat bugs?
I think occasionally, if that's what there is.
Some
I love-
insects are quite tasty.
That's
love it.
disgusting.
I love a deep fried beetle. It really packs a crunch.
I prefer dredged crickets.
Oh, also a delicacy.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
I join you.
Midas, roll me a d6 if you will, please.
Oh no.
Oh,
All right, continue.
Do you need to sew a barf bag?
You and the sewing.
My
I
fault.
didn't sew you. Never
It's
mind.
not me. It's not me in the sewing. It is you in the sewing. It is me and the music.
You did so.
Hmm.
Why do I
Midas,
still stay
you
with
did-
y'all?
You did say you did sewed.
I say a lot of things.
I did say that, but I think it was in my room, wasn't I? Sewing my. I don't know.
No, I think at some point Maya said he would sew your mouth shut.
Yeah.
That was just what I was
Yeah.
talking about.
It did slip out.
Damn it! I've slipped. But anyway, yes, a barf bag.
There's nothing wrong with crickets.
Or beetles.
You know, I'm I hear you. I would say I respect the decision, but I really don't. But I hear you at least.
My father used to make the best recipe with the chili flakes and tree sap.
Oh, that sounds very good. Like a tree sap coated chicken.
Yes.
Chili. What was your favorite thing to eat in the forest, Olgi?
Most of the time there were a lot of root vegetables, stews that they would, grow their own food at the shrine and prepare that. So there was a lot of, mostly vegetables.
Do you have a green thumb too?
Not particularly, although I am fond of nature and the outdoors. I'm not the best when it comes to gardening.
Nayland and I, we have blue thumbs.
I'm not quite good at growing much myself, neither.
Yes. That and we are both blue.
Yes.
So as you guys are traveling down the path west towards Vallican, a few hours of time pass. It's probably getting to around maybe 2, 3 p.m. maybe. So the sun's still up high in the sky. And you guys are approaching a group of men that seem to also be traveling towards Vallican, although they seem to be going at a slower pace than you guys are. As you catch up to them, you see that there's a group of 3 men, and they seem to be carrying behind another man in what seems to be a makeshift stretcher made of wood and blankets. What do you do?
Hello? I kind of just wave at whoever seems to be their frontman.
So the gentleman hearing you turn around, and a look of recognition comes on their face when they see you, Nayland. They look to you and they say, "Nayland, is that you?"
It is.
Gasp.
Who goes there?
Oh, that must be Holgrim beside you as well. Oh, thank goodness.
What seems to be the matter?
Well, you might not remember us, but we're from Vallican. We were there when you and Holgrim actually helped save our town.
Do I recognize their faces any?
Roll perception.
All right.
Can I do the same?
Yep.
Okay, well, it's a 9.
Oops.
Also a 9?
Oh,
So, while you might not be able to particularly pick out their features per se, you do have some kind of familiarity, okay, maybe I've seen them before in Vallican when I was there.
It's just yes, I remember. Well, are you all right? Is that person in the stretcher okay?
So, the men turn back to you, and they look at each other, and they look quite somber, and they say, "Well, unfortunately, our friend Penlay here, he hasn't survived his wounds that we got during the night, unfortunately." The reddish, a man comes up to you with reddish brown hair, and he says, "Last night we were camping out just down the road, not too far, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, we were attacked by these beasts. They had sharp claws and spears, and before we even knew what happened, Penlay here was, well, you can look for yourself." And he'll kind of pull back the tarp that's over top of the body. And when you get a look at the poor soul's body, you see that there were some quite long slash marks across their chest and face, but also chunks of flesh are torn off of the body around the chest and neck area.
Oh, goodness.
oh,
I'm dreadfully sorry.
Well, it was only by luck that we were able to get away ourselves. We were able to drive them off with fire, but we've been traveling through the night ever since, trying to bring back Penley's body to his family in Vallican. I don't suppose that you guys could help escort us there. I'm very scared that something might attack us when we're injured and defenseless like we are.
You have no fear, friend. We shall defend you on your journey to Vallican. As I look back at the group, is that agreeable?
I don't
many are
see
there?
why we shouldn't.
I think we should help them, yes.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. It's another 3 to hear my songs.
The men audibly sigh in relief, just thankful that they have some protection with them, and knowing that it's yourself, Nayland, and Holgrim, knowing that the achievements that you've already achieved in Vallican, they do breathe quite the sigh of relief knowing that you guys are there with them.
And how many of them are there? Are there 2 or 3? Is there 2 and a dead guy?
So there are 3 and 1 dead guy, so 4 bodies total, technically.
Okay.
I'm gonna offer to exchange places with whoever's like carrying, because are they like carrying the person?
Yeah, so it's
like on stretcher. So
yeah, so like one in the front and like one behind, you're carrying them, like taking them off like a soccer field.
Yeah, I'll offer to switch places with whoever's like, you know, very tired of their journey, or like might need a rest from carrying, you know, a body.
Yeah, and as you switch places with one of them, you notice that each one of them has some kind of wound or scratch marks from the encounter that they had, and they did their best to kind of bandage themselves up with whatever kind of cloth that they had.
I see. Gosh, I'll take
Should
a
we-
look at their
how about-
wounds,
Could
if I may, and just like clean them off.
Could we take a short rest here and kind of like maybe sit down and share our rations with them? Maybe they're hungry. Maybe we're hungry.
Yeah.
Maybe that would help. And if we consider it a short rest, I will play a song for everyone and maybe give some health points back to these people.
So the men, while they appreciate the offer, they don't want to waste any daylight. They want to try and make to Vallican as soon as they are able to. And
Okay.
it's still early in the day still. Their wounds don't look like they're actively bleeding or anything like that. It's the blood has dried and clotted. And they say that they feel able to travel still. But when you switch places with them, Nayland, you can see one of the gentlemen with reddish brown hair. He introduces himself to the rest of you, because of course Nayland remembers him. He introduces himself as Marshall. There's another gentleman there with dark brown hair. He introduces himself. His name is Corvin. And then the last gentleman with pure black hair, his name is Sigurd. And so they all introduce themselves to you guys. And as you switch places with Marshall, he kind of stretches his arms and his neck and his back. It seems like they've been carrying their fallen friend for quite a little while.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to ask Marshall, could you give us any more information about these beasts that attacked you? There's been a number of reports throughout the island of strange occurrences like this.
Yeah, we heard about all these monsters when we were stopped over in Brento for quite a little spell. We were just on our way back. We just left last night, and these creatures, they struck in the middle of the night, but they had a very distinct, how would I describe it? A battle cry, a howl of some kind. But they came at us with sharpened spears that had stone on the top of it. It looked like they were quite primitive creatures, but sharp claws and able to use tools. They struck so quickly that we weren't really able to get a good look at them, but I do think, Corvin, you said something, right? And Corvin chimes in and he says, well, I noticed that they were covered in all sorts of fur and hair, but I couldn't get a good look at the color of them. They were moving so quickly in the darkness.
Does that sound like anything that any of us may have heard of or have experience with?
Should I roll to know if for something to see if I know what the hell this is? Like,
Yeah. Is there any you know what he's talking about?
do I know what this is this a regular monster of Stellaria, or is this like
Will this be in your common bestiary?
is this one of those things like where the goblins are like, oh my god, I can't believe they're even here in the first place? Just like another.
I want to say that the description's quite general. There's lots of beasts that have hair and claws and stuff, so it's hard to pinpoint exactly what these gentlemen are talking about. Okay. Even, with you, Eladrian, you've been overseas. Naylan, you as well, you've kind of heard of quite a few monsters, and Zar, you've even read up on a few monsters in your time. But there's not enough detail to exactly determine what they're talking about.
Good deal.
Any distinguishing features about these beasts, or did you not get a chance to see?
Do they smell weird?
Oh, I mean, all I could smell was my own blood when they slashed at my arms and chest.
Yeah, maybe that was the wrong thing to ask for after him. Did y'all do anything to provoke them, or did it just come out of nowhere?
We were just sitting beside the campfire, roasting some of the hunted venison that we found in the woods, and they struck us out of nowhere.
It seems as though a lot of creatures are getting hostile these days.
What did their howl sound like, if you had to recreate it?
Well,
Imagine.
Oddly enough, if I had to describe what it sounded like, it almost sounded like it's going to sound very strange, but it's almost like they were laughing before they struck, but in like a bestial laugh.
Like a dirty laugh.
I suppose you could say that.
Like it sounded like it was. Yeah. Okay, what? This is my jam, man. Like we are talking about sounds here. I'm a musician.
Are you gonna take their vocal cords too if we kill them?
Shh, don't you say anything about that in front of these people.
Please, no more vocal cords.
Sorry.
It seems they might be talking of a hyena.
I was thinking this.
That's what it sounded like.
That's why I was asking if it smelled like
But it attacked him with a weapon.
Like a wet dog.
Hyenas can't use tools.
Do they have opposable thumbs?
I don't think so.
They have opposable claws.
Oh, that's even more dangerous. So none of us have any idea. We're just guessing at this point, right, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So do we want to kind of like explore this further, or do we want to try to? Because we're going away from where they got attacked, right? Are they following us?
I think it'd be best to get them to Vallican as soon as we can.
Do you think whatever's attacked them is like following us? Do we need to put down some countermeasures or something? Like, I don't know.
It's a good choice.
Are they tracking? If they're hyenas, they can probably track us one way or another, right? Like with smell or something. I don't know how animals do things.
I think maybe I'll just kind of hang towards the back of our column in case something comes from behind us. I'll be back there looking out.
I can make something that can kind of give us an overhead view.
Like a drone?
Kinda, yeah.
Not that I know what a drone is. I have no
Midas
idea.
has just a couple drones. He's always has, yeah. It
What do you mean
vibrates
by
and
that?
Rings all the time.
If I tell a bad joke, I get they groan.
So yeah, I'll put down my book real quick. and I'll sprinkle the charcoal. Or I'll say, "Hey, book, how's it going? Time to try a new spell."
Ooh, baby, let's do it.
And I'll sprinkle some charcoal, the incense, herbs
Ooh,
on the book.
I bet
Like
that
on my-
smells good. If I had a nose.
Yeah, but you're really gonna like this. And I will actually use my. What's it called? Sorry. Features and traits. My Awaken spellbook to turn from a 10-minute ritual cast to an action.
What do you
So-
say we speed this up a little bit?
So yeah, so you'll start seeing like kind of black glyphs kind of start swirling out of his book, and in his mind he's thinking, because I mean he just came from Rento and saw his dying mother, and he's like, "I'll do anything for her, and whatever it takes, gotta protect her, I'll do anything." And then all of a sudden, a black fiendish owl, kind of feeding off of his negative energy, erupts from the book. It has kind of red eyes and 2 horns that protrude from its head, kind of like Zars. Here, I'll send a picture. Looks like that.
Whoa.
Holy.
Yeah, so you see this
Hell
pop out of his book. He'd be like, "Oh, hi." It'll kind of pet it.
The owl just nuzzles up against your hand there.
"I'm gonna call you anything. Okay, anything. I need you to fly above us and just keep a lookout and make sure nothing furry attacks us, okay?"
The owl coos, coo, coo, and flies up in the air.
All right, guys, we got some overhead support.
Oh,
That's
that's
a spell.
amazing. It's a
I mean,
very cool
That checks
looking
out what
bird.
else is happening on with this book.
Book's
This
gonna talk to you, Czar, and he says, "Wow, you did that masterfully, my friend.
Thank you, Book. I couldn't do it without you.
Well, you got that right. I'm gonna go to bed now."
All right, Book. One more thing, Nayland.
Mm.
So I know we were joking about like piggyback rides a couple days ago, but could you give me a piggyback ride for a good reason? So I can look through the owl's eyes, but I can't see here, or I can't see or hear. So I'll kind of be walking blind, but it'll like help us.
Very well. I suppose.
Remember, Nayland, anything.
I kind of like I stop to like kneel down for like a sec, just so you can hop up.
I'll hop on his back, and I will. My eyes will go black, like all the color kind of drains from them, and I'll look through the owl and try to like make a perception check as we walk.
So I'm carrying both him and the body, I guess now. As
Crap, I
we're
forgot you were
just
carrying that.
just a whole pack mule.
Wow, Nayland, look how strong you are.
Yep.
Roll a perception check with the owl's stats. So if you just roll your d20 and then add the owl stuff.
Shit, it's a 5.
All right. So up in the sky, you don't see anything kind of out of the ordinary. You see kind of some forests in the distance. You don't even quite see where Vallican is. You do see the path. It's leading towards the west still. There's nothing kind of in the roads or anything like that. So it seems to be all clear for right now.
Sounds good. I'll kind of relay that. All good now. Don't see anything.
You know,
Alright.
Nayland, if it gets too heavy for you, I'm sure Eladrin would love to help out.
Yes, certainly. I will. Just let me play you this song in order to be able to give us a good, journey music. and I pull out my bird flute, and I'm like, "Oh, you know anything? This is a bird flute. You're a bird." And then I just start, whistling through the flute or whatever, playing the.
Anything will start whistling back.
Like he starts cooing from the sky.
Yeah.
You see kind of anything up in the air, he's kind of like rocking side to side, like just kind of in through the air, like cutting through the air, like jamming out. So as you guys are escorting the men, what normally would, you'd get there pretty quickly if you weren't escorting anybody, but just because of the extra people with you and the carrying of the body, and these gentlemen are still a little bit injured, and they are only human, right? So it takes you a little bit longer to reach your destination, and you're gonna have to camp out for the night before you're able to reach Vallican tomorrow. So you guys are able to find a small kind of little hillside overlook, and you guys set up camp in front of this little kind of overlook of a hill.
Just set down the body in like a safe, secluded space, and also Czar, who's on top of me,
Just kind of stands there, not knowing what's going on.
we're here. Wake up.
The owl kind of look down, and then Zar's eyes will flash red again, and he'll come back. Oh, we made it.
Yes, you may situate yourself elsewhere.
Thank you, Nayland.
Anything will kind of swoop down from the sky and kind of perch himself up on a nearby tree, just kind of watching you guys. So the three gentlemen, Marshall, Corvin, and Sigurd, they place their friend's body off to the side. They kind of take it off of your shoulders there, or out of your hands, I should say, Nayland. And they kind of just put him off to the side, and they start a campfire up. And they pull out some rations out of their pocket, and they start eating. The sun's is going down. The night sky is starting to illuminate the night, and there's a nice moon shining in the sky. There's a good amount of light kind of hitting the ground. So what do you guys want to do?
Can I work on my potion once more?
Sure. So you can spend a little bit of time working on that.
I'll like the three guys sitting around the fire, just kind of, or the four guys, I think.
The three of them, and they kind of put their dead companion's body a little bit away from the fire. I mean, you don't want to be sitting right next to a dead person, I'd imagine.
Gotcha. I'll go up to the fire, kind of sit down and shit. So, you guys knew Nayland and Holgrim in their younger days, right?
Well, I wouldn't say younger days. It couldn't have been more than maybe a few months ago that Nayland and Holgrim came to our village when it was in quite the time of need.
I still remember it's quite a nasty bit of evil magic over there, that situation.
What did you save the town from?
I believe it was a few zombies, just from their graveyard, just wandering.
But for you, zombies are like friends.
Right.
Absolutely not. And like Nolan has like a very serious face, like when he looks at him. Zombies
don't you
are
like
everything against what I believe in.
So
Kalimvor, it's for zombies. They're defiance of death. They are undead. Things that die should remain sacred and kept. And
I see.
Left to rest in peace. Yes.
So the un part of the undead is what is wrong.
the defiance of it. The fact that is no longer death, is a desecrated corpse.
I see. Okay, well that makes more sense. So you and I both, we are not very big fans of zombies.
Yes.
But
I don't think
You-
any of us are.
I
Or
don't know.
skeletons, for that matter.
So let me understand this. You and Holgi, you guys saved this village from a zombie horde?
Not a horde, more so just a few wandering strays. Though they were very quite hostile. Holgrim.
Yeah, definitely not a horde. That was one of my first experiences as a paladin, coming out of my kind of seclusion. I met up with Nayland in the forest, actually, and yeah, assisted him kind of laying those undead back to rest to help Vallican.
And
you guys were saving villages even before you met us.
Just helping out whenever we could.
And Corvin chimes in, and he turns to Holgrim, and he says, "Oh, Holgrim, for your first time being one of the paladins of Sylvanas, you definitely swung your mace with, or your hammer there with quite the experience."
Well, I did have a lot of experience with weaponry before my paladin training, but yes, that was really one of my first acts as a paladin to help other people, and I'm happy that I could lend a hand in your town.
Well, we know that Gurum only chooses the best of the best for those that seek his tutelage, so he definitely chose right when he picked you.
I hope so. I hope I can continue to act in a way that will make him feel like that.
So night is approaching, and the gentlemen are getting a little bit tired. So who is going to be on watch?
Take first watch.
I'll
who is
take
taking
first watch.
Okay, I will not then. Last time I took first watch, it did not go well.
All right.
I think I'd like to say to the, I guess the three men from Vallican that they, have a full night's rest tonight. We'll keep the watch for you. You don't have to worry tonight.
The three men breathe quite the sigh of relief after hearing you say that, Holgrim, and they're able to unfurl their bedrolls and slip into them quite comfortably. And but not before long, there you can hear them snoring quite loud. Nayland, Eladrian, Midas, what are you guys doing? I know, Nayland, you're still kind of working a little bit, but
since I'm working, I suppose I wouldn't mind staying up for the first shift.
you can have
watch
three of you up if you want. It's not a problem.
if that is okay.
Yeah, if you wanna work, I'll wait till the second watch then,
Okay, yeah, that works.
just to spread people out.
Since I don't have to sleep for that long, I want to just go ahead and take that good 4 hours.
All right.
Let's be nice.
Yeah,
Oh, it's great.
Black.
It's amazing.
Eladrian's gonna just, he's probably already asleep.
Perfect. All right. Nayland and Zar, do me a favor. Roll perception for me.
And I call anything down as
Oh,
well.
fam.
And be like, okay, go in the sky, and if you see anything crazy, come back down, okay? And alert us.
And and anything will nod at you and go, "Grr, grr," and away it goes.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
We're all dead.
Can I roll perception for anything as well?
Yeah.
Can Can I cast guidance on myself, possibly to aid that roll?
Sure.
Okay, I will do it.
15 for anything.
All right.
Oh, he gets
Okay,
advantage
I got a 10, so I at least got a 10.
Yeah, 15.
All right. Hold on, this thing is loading for me. Give me 1 second. Have your dice rolls gone through?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, let me just refresh my thingy-majig here.
Did the dice rolls take a second for you to load up?
Yeah, there they go. Yeah, I just refreshed the screen.
Cool.
And then they went through. Okay. You said anything got 15?
Yeah. He has a
Oh.
+3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the night, you hear, crickets and little animals and things like that. Naylan, you hear this in the distance.
So creepy.
I clang my shield with my mace and wake everybody up. Up!
What is it? What?
And
What
Little
is-
bitch. Is it my
uh,
shift already?
Zar, you with anything's perception see from kind of the top of the hill cresting over these large kind of lumbering creatures kind of coming up and over the hilltop. And I would like everyone to roll initiative for me.
Oh,
Alright.
Gosh.
And you can go over to the above
Oh,
VTT.
Ooh, Zar.
Fuck, these
Zar
rolls.
dang.
And thankfully, with your guys' perception, you guys were able to hear them approaching.
Thank God.
I know.
Oh my God. Right, like, we got low rolls too.
All right. Let me just that one. All right. Let me reset that.
That noise was horrifying.
Zara,
yeah, that was. I was like, wow.
Is an initiative check any different than an initiative roll?
No, it's the same thing.
It's just purple. The other ones are gold. I was like, it's different.
Okay. So, arrange yourselves however you would be kind of in the camp there. The three gentlemen, Corvin, Marshall, and Sigurd, immediately snap up and they say, "That's it. Those are the ones. That's what they sounded like." And they kind of begin to shiver as they all go kind of back to back with their backs to the fire, kind of looking out towards wherever these things might strike from.
Rest easy. They shall not harm you.
What is that?
I don't know, but we need some battle music. So I grab my bagpipes. No,
Oh
I'll,
God.
yeah, I grab my bagpipes out and I start going and start blowing some sort of weird,
Some Scottish
bagpipey
war
tune.
tunes. Some
Yeah.
Highlander stuff.
That can be only one.
All right. So, one of these creatures jumps down from this hill here and on all fours starts sprinting towards your group. And that's going to be its turn as it unleashes a very nasty snarl at you towards your direction, Midas.
Oh, okay. I was like, where is it?
I know. We're behind us too.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
The other one is going to rush through the trees and almost break through where you can see it through the bushes. And one of the gentlemen there, I believe that's which one's this one? That is Marshall. Lets out a yelp as it kind of approaches towards him. Next is going to be Eladrian. You are up.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna cast. I'm gonna take my bagpipes and I'm gonna, use them and cast firebolt on the.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack. 20 will hit. For 2 fire damage.
Yeah, it's like I threw a match at the guy.
So you launch the firebolt out of, I'm assuming, what instrument you're rocking right now.
I've got the bagpipes, man. So I'm like, "Bwah!" And so I see him come as he's rushing through the trees, and I point the little horn part at him, and I just blow this huge blah, and as it goes straight at him.
So as the flash of fire hits this thing in the chest, it kind of singes some of its fur, and it looks up at you. And getting a good look at it, you can see a very gnarled face, some cuts deep on its eyes, and just very much a description of what these guys said. Just a fur-lined creature with sharp claws, and it's also carrying a wooden spear with a stone spearhead on top of it.
Yikes! Oh my gosh! And so I turn to I will turn to Naylan, and I'll be like, "Oh my god! I'm so glad you woke us up." Or because you're the one that hit your shield and yeah, right. So and I as my bonus action, I give you bardic inspiration.
Awesome.
Which,
of course,
by the way, I don't know if I've said this before. Also has magical inspiration.
Ooh.
Right. So you can add. So it if you cast a spell that restores hit points or deals damage, the creature can roll. You can roll the die and choose a target affected by that, and then add the number rolled as a bonus to the hit points.
Oh snap! Okay, so could I only roll it for the attack or the damage?
It's still everything else also.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, or damage.
Got it. Nice.
And then I put the description of magical inspiration in the game log.
I see it right there.
All right. Next up, Holgrim.
Okay, so I'm gonna move towards this one that Eladrian just attacked. I don't like the look of him just coming right at those villagers. And then I'll just hit him with my warhammer.
All right. Go for it.
Smash him.
15. A 15 will hit.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, it'll hit big.
For 7 damage. All right. So you bring your warhammer up from below and swing it into this thing's jaw. You clock its head back, but it slowly looks back down towards you with a very toothy snarl at you. And you see kind of like some drool dripping out of its mouth, and with a little bit of blood as well.
All right, and yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Next is Naylan.
Okay, Naylan is going to probably run close by Holgrim as well. Actually, yeah, I'll run close by Holgrim and just throw a mace attack at this thing.
All right. And I'm gonna. This is your companion.
Nice.
I think you should be able to move it around. Let me just.
A 17 to hit.
Good. 17 will hit.
Nice. I will do that and add the bardic inspiration damage. How much? What dice was that again for the?
It is I think it's just a bardic inspiration. It's a D6. Yeah, it's a D6.
Nice. So I will deal 9 bludgeoning. My mace as I rush next to Holgrim and attack as well.
Okay, so you come kind of just you appear almost just right beside Holgrim as your mace comes and swings heavy and hits this creature in the face. It is looking quite battered and bruised currently, very much in a daze almost, but it is still standing. Next is the other creature at the top of the hill. He's going to run down and make a beeline for the encampment and kind of make it just right here. And next it is Midas's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna like just start walking back. It's like, hey, stay right there, and then I'm gonna rip out like a spool of thread, and I'm gonna make a circle in the spot in front of me and cast snare.
Nice.
All right. That's just kind of like a preparatory move, right?
Yep, it doesn't do anything right now until they go into it. But once they do, they have to do a deck save.
Okay. I wonder if you can make like a thingy-majig. Can you just draw?
Like an AoE.
Like there's a draw tool at the
There
top
is?
there.
So we don't have the draw tool. We only have the AoE tool, so we can give
Okay.
ourselves a square, line, circle, or cone.
Maybe do like a little circle if you can, yeah.
Perfect.
And just make it like a. I think you can adjust the size, right? I think.
Yeah.
So however big it is, I don't know if it's like 5 feet or whatever it is.
Yes, this is a 5-foot radius on the ground.
Okay. And is it? Would you be able to link it in the chat just so I can read it?
Yeah.
All right. Don't you all be throwing AOE's down. One at a time.
Whoops. My bad.
All right.
The send a game log button is
Okay.
really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, it's really good. It's a good handy tool. Helps for sure.
Big boy.
Yeah, I'll just do this.
Actually hoist into the air. That's so cool.
Yeah, we'll leave it. That's good. So it's like 5 feet in front of you,
Yep.
or 5-foot radius in front of you. Okay. Cool. All right. Is that everything for you?
I'm gonna step back one more time, but yeah.
All right. Cool. So you back up as you place a magical trap in front of them. As you cast the spell, that rope that would appear there also vanishes and becomes invisible. Next, it is Czar. You are up, sir.
So I will kind of step up. I'll look at Ladrin like, Ladrin, watch my back. And I'll kind of move like to right here. And I will open my book. Like, book, it's time to burn them up.
Ooh, this is one of my favorites.
And I'll cast Burning Hands.
All right, I believe you should be able to hit both of them.
Yeah.
Kind of with the two ends of the tip there.
Yep.
Just the tip.
Looks good to me.
Yeah, so the dragon will kind of come up and spiral around my body, and and glyphs, and it'll breathe fire.
Perfect. So cool. So that's a dexterity save.
Yes, of 13.
40.
One day.
Imagine.
So both of them are successful. They're able to get out of the way of most of the damage, but it looks like they'll both take, we'll say, we'll round it up, we'll say 7 points of damage.
Oh, you're so kind.
So as the two creatures see you approach and you open up your book and wave your hands around, they are on guard as the fire juts out of your hand, and they're able to just barely get out of the way, but both of them getting their hind legs singed in the process.
Kind of do that, be like, good job, book. We'll have to aim better next time. And I'll back up.
like, hey, man, I'm just a book.
in the middle of the circle.
All right.
Don't get behind me.
You also, Zar, have your owl friend shares your initiative as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll
So
I'll
you
tell
can
him
make
to
them
kind of
fly away or whatever you want them to do.
yeah. I'll just tell him to fly 6 feet into the air and just kind of stay out of the way.
All right. So
anything go up.
yeah, anything takes off up into the night sky, and he very, very difficult to spot being an all black owl flying in the night sky. But you have a psychic connection with this with anything, so you know where they are at any time. All right, and finally, it is the last Knoll's turn here. So I just gave it away. It's a Knoll. So
That's okay.
I didn't hear anything.
it's
I
going
have no
to.
idea.
That's okay. It doesn't matter.
It's a high to me.
It's going to run right up next to its compatriot here and strike at you, Naylan. It's going to strike at you.
How about me?
How about you? What are you gonna do?
Alrighty.
Bleed on me?
So it's going to come at you with its chompers, but you're able to deflect it with your shield as you're like holding its face back, and it's just trying to like bite you. So it's just like chomping at you as you're holding it back. And that's going to be its turn. Okay, so we are going to be at the top of the round.
Hey,
So
before we do battle tactics, I have a question.
yeah.
Is when I give bardic inspiration, can we use our inspiration points from whatever there are other inspiration points in addition to that?
Yep, they can stack.
You can stack.
Nice.
Okay, thanks.
Remember-
I just wanted to.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
remember, they're only really for like attack rolls and things like that. They're not going to
Yeah,
add on to damage or anything like that.
Yeah, you can't stack it onto the magical inspiration, just the bardic one.
Yeah, for ability checks and stuff. I had to think about
Right.
that.
Right.
Okay, so you guys get your 60 seconds of battle tactics starting now.
It seems like me Holgrim got these two about to be handled.
Okay.
If y'all got those two on the left side.
Yeah, so we'll go left. I'll hit this yellow one on the top, right? So I think I go first, and then who wants? Anybody want inspiration, or should I just give it to somebody? I'll just give it to somebody.
Alright, you're better off giving it to one of them. I can't really do much till they get closer. But if
Okay.
they do get closer, I'll be able to handle them.
All right.
So I was looking on Google, and Google said that Knowles. I'm joking.
I was like, my jaw dropped genuinely. I was so shocked. Okay. Yeah, just as long as we keep these guys safe, you know, they've been through a lot.
Yeah.
But I think we got this.
With the snare and my attacks, they're definitely not getting close.
Yeah.
Can you do anything with the dead guy?
No, I cannot do anything
All right,
with that guy.
time's
Okay.
up. At the end of the last round as well, those three gentlemen they're just kind of cowering a little bit. They're unarmed, they're injured, they can't really do too much in this fight. They're relying on you guys to help them.
Absolutely.
So kind of cowers with them.
And we will.
So top of the round, it's gonna be this creature over here. He's gonna start the round. He's going to once again kind of full on sprint towards Naylan. So he's gonna run in, and he's gonna run over the area that you casted the spell.
To nail him?
Oh, sorry, to Midas. My mistake.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay.
To Midas. So he's gonna run over that area, and what happens now? So
He has to do a dex save.
all right. So
Didn't say
as he makes his way into your area of effect spell, a rope kind of magically appears, and it starts to pull tight. And it's a dex save. Okay, so he is going to fail the dexterity save.
Nice.
So as this creature runs into the area, the magic rope becomes visible, pulls tight, grabbing its legs and hoisting it up in the air, hanging upside down, about three feet in the air. Okay, so at this point it's restrained, and it's going to be the end of its turn, so it can make another kind of dexterity saving throw to see if it can get out of the effect. So with a 12, does that beat your DC?
Fails.
Fail.
So it remains up, hoisted in the air, dangling, quite savagely trying to claw towards you, Midas. And that's going to be the end of its turn. So next it is the creature that Nayland and Holgram were attacking. That one looks like it's almost on death's door, so it's going to try and rapidly try to attack you, Holgram. And oh, that is not going to hit. So it tries to bite you, and very similarly to how Nayland held back his creature, you do the same. As it tries to bite at you, you get your shield up and kind of hold it back from being able to bite you. And that's going to be its turn. And Eladrian, you're up.
All right. So I have my bagpipes, right? I have my bagpipes out, and I'm going to take them, and I'm going to cast Firebolt at the yellow guy up here in the top left that's still between the trees.
All right. Go for it.
A 18.
An 18 will hit.
Yes. So I take my bagpipes and do the same thing again and blow a firebolt right at the guy, and I hit him with a bunch of damage, as in 9.
Nice.
9. So, quite the amount of fire is compressed out of your bagpipes. It almost comes out of each one of the little spouts of the bagpipe, and it converges in a big firebolt and hitting this creature here. It is not too happy about that, being previously burned by Czar in the last round there.
Take that.
So is that everything?
So and then I will turn around and I will yell at Holgram, and I'll be like, Holgy, it's your turn, man! And I give him bardic inspiration.
Awesome. So you get bardic inspiration. Boop. I'll put on the effects for you guys if I can. The little icons next to your guy. Okay. Next. Let me just do that. Okay. Okay. Holgram, you're up.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna take one swipe at this guy in front of me.
All right, go for it.
And then I guess I'll use my inspiration.
That's right, man.
So 13.
Oh,
Ooh, a 13 just hits.
oh yeah!
All right.
I play a little tune in celebration.
For 10 damage. Okay. So, Holgram, you, after deflecting its bite attack trying to get you, you take your warhammer and bring it down on top of its head, slamming it to the ground as it lies there motionless. And you have slain this one.
Okay. I'll just kind of use a little bit of movement to come up closer to the one next to Nayland.
Awesome.
And that's my turn.
Speaking of, Nayland, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and... Has the one in front of me, has it been injured?
Not yet.
Okay, in that case, I will attack it, again with my mace.
All right.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a 9.
A 9 does not hit.
Excellent. Okay. In that case.
So seeing its its pack mate just slain beside it. It's heavily on guard as you try to swing your mace at it, and it is able to deftly get out of the way.
All right. In that case, I guess I don't have anything. I'll pass the turn.
All right. Next is this knoll up here. Quite angry at what has just transpired, being burned by both Czar and Eladrian. It's going to beeline towards the closest person, which is Eladrian.
Oh no!
So it's going to run at you, kind of charging with its spear in its hand, and it's going to try and stab you with it.
Look out! I'm going to. Okay.
And that's going to be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
All right. So as it charges you with a ferocity on its face, it's able to stab, hit you in the side, and it's going to do 5 points of damage to you, piercing damage.
Oh, damn it! Not again.
Actually, it's going to do 6 points because it's using 2 hands holding the spear.
Even worse.
But that's going to be its turn. Next, it's Midas. You're up.
I'm bleeding.
Quiet down back there.
You-
I'm gonna run up to the restraint one, and I'm gonna cast Shocking Grasp.
All right. So
And I get advantage because it's restrained, right?
yeah.
Perf.
All right, that's gonna
I
hit.
think I hit it.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow.
No.
As if almost teasing it because it's so restrained. You just you just point your one index finger and just tap it in the forehead and give it a little shock. As it angrily snarls back at you and tries to take a swipe, but you're able to get out of the way.
I'm gonna move my head back. Do I have to stay right there, or can I move if I do avoid an opportunity attack?
It
Can an
won't.
opportunity attack?
No.
Okay, bet. I'll walk backwards, not even not with any urgency. Don't worry, you can't get me.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then next, Czar, you're up.
So Zara's kind of huddled with 3 guys, huh, I don't know what's gonna happen. Hopefully, Nayland and Holgrim can do it again.
And these guys huddled up together. It's we just saw you shoot fire at it.
Oh yeah, I can do that. And I'll look at the one next to Eladrin, and see he took a swipe at Eladrin. I'm like, Eladrin, I got you. I can shoot fire and stuff. And I will. The Dragon's Head will come out, and he'll shoot an acidious witch bolt.
Okay.
Ooh, buddy.
So, oh no, he won't. I don't know how to shoot fire. I don't. Shit.
No.
With a spell that's you haven't had that much practice with yet, it's this particular Knoll is very on guard against you, and he's able to, he's keeping an eye on you as you try and cast another spell at it, and it gets out of the way, and once again resumes its focus on Eladrian.
Oh man.
I'll get closer to this guy and be like, you guys said I did it. I didn't do it.
Focus.
All right, and next it's going to be this one at the top here. He's going to try and strike at you, Nayland, with its spear this time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not going to hit. So 10 is not going to hit. So as once again it tries to stab you with its spear, you're able to brush it aside with your shield. Now we go to the top of the round, but before we do that, the 3 guys are once again huddling close together, kind of even getting closer to you, Czar. You guys almost have you're all back to back, all facing each direction, basically waiting for anything to happen. Okay, and with that, we go back to the top of the round. So you guys got your minute of tactics starting now.
Quick, what do I do?
Yeah, I think I want to try and just get this guy down next to me and Nayland, and then I want to move over
Yeah.
to the one attacking Eladrian. I think it's
Cool.
Yeah, we haven't even got much damage. So I think this guy is like super fully strong. So.
Yeah,
but
I'm
those
probably gonna
others,
use Divine Smite my next turn on this guy just to try and see if me and you can just burst him down quick. And
You know,
Okay.
I was just focused
Oh,
on the restrained one. Hopefully, he doesn't break out in the meantime.
Gotta help Eladrin and not roll a natural one.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna
Alright.
firebolt this guy again. Burn his fucking fur off.
I'll try. I'll help you, Eladrian. I'll
Very
cast Sanctuary on you.
Okay, that sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next is the top of the round. This
Go first, though.
this
So, Nayland.
Yep.
Oh,
So
well,
this
yeah.
this knoll that's currently restrained, he's gonna try and break out of this snare trap. And with a 4, he is still restrained. This is one effective rope trick that you've done to this
This is
this one.
Quality thread straight from the Goda Loom.
So as it's
Did you sew that rope?
1 minute.
No,
He sewed it.
He's so.
I may have put it together myself, but I did not sew it. I knitted it.
Right.
It's too.
Can you sew me a
hey,
goddamn band-aid?
And so at the end of its turn, it's use its action to try to break free. It's gonna try and use its ability at the end of the turn to try and break free again. So it's like a big guy trying to do a sit up, trying to cut the rope, do a hanging sit up. No, he can't do it.
Nah, bro, he ain't got mad
He
games.
can't do it. He doesn't have the abs for it. So
He hasn't got games.
he's still dangling there.
It's not about as good quality that you not understand.
It's like the stronger you struggle, like the harder it gets to get out.
All right, Eladrian, you're up. You got a nasty looking knoll looking you right in the face. A nasty singed pretty good knoll looking at you.
So ranged attack would give me disadvantage then, huh?
Yeah, if you're that close, yeah.
So all right, so I'm gonna I can reach out and grab him. I can reach out and touch him.
Yeah.
We're that close. All right, so I'm just gonna like put my hand right on I'm just gonna cast Shocking Grasp on him. Like, bah!
All right, awesome. Roll that attack.
17.
17 will hit.
He learned that
Roll
from
for
me.
damage.
Siete.
7. All right. So as this knoll kind of has that spear in your side, you grab onto the spear that's kind of on inside your side, and you reach out with your other hand and you electrocute this thing with your shocking grasp as it falls to its knees and slumps over to the side as it dies.
That is right. Ouch. Ow.
All right. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. Next, Holgrim.
all right. So I'm just gonna attack this guy in front of me.
All right.
That's funny.
Well, that'll hit.
Oh, straight to Valhalla.
Okay, so that's the. I forgot how to do the nat 20. So I got a full 8, I guess,
Yep. So you get a full 8.
and
And
then
then-
another d8 plus
yeah.
5. So 19 total.
Damn.
Nice.
Hot damn.
And then if he's still up, I'm gonna divine smite him.
He's barely up.
Okay, so divine smite is 2d8 radiant.
Go for it.
So another 9.
Oh,
All right. I want you to tell me how you do this. Kill this one.
Okay, so I kind of I'm getting concerned about these villagers behind me, and I want to, protect them. So I just kind of, I wind up with my warhammer and really just give a big strike right to the face of this gnoll. And as my warhammer hits, there's just a burst of like bright white radiant light, and that takes him down.
Yes. And as you strike, you see the brain matter fly out with the flash of radiant light, and it splatters across the forest area there as it's dead.
And then I'm just gonna use my movement to make my way over near Midas to get this last guy.
All right, this last poor Knoll, he's just hanging, just chilling.
Just hanging there.
Nailin, you're up.
Would I know if gnolls are to be intelligent creatures?
You don't know.
Oh, I don't know that they're gnolls. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case,
They don't, just by judging by appearance, they don't look like the smartest bulb in the bunch.
Yeah.
Look at him struggle on the rope.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Nell's gonna come right here and just cast a guiding bolt, right in this guy. Since he's restrained, is that advantaged?
I don't believe it's
Or is he not
advantage. It's just regular. It's only melee attacks that get the restrained advantage.
Got it. In that case, bam. 12.
12 unfortunately misses.
Oh, okay.
So even
Well,
though it's hanging in the air, it's like swings back and forth and is able to get out of the way of your guiding bolt.
all right. In that case, I'll just stand. I'll use the rest of my movement to go like right here, and that'll be it. Just a kind of like shield in case it goes for Eladrian.
All right, perfect.
Thank you so much.
Midas, you're up.
Let's try this again. I'll crack my knuckles and walk up to it and prepare to cast Soften Grass again.
Go for it.
Give him the needles.
Big.
All right,
Ooh,
that hits.
yeah.
For 5 damage. Okay.
Nice one.
I'll punch it in the gut with my metal hand before stepping back. Yeah, you like that, huh?
Perfect. And Czar, you're up.
Inspired by Midas and his electrical hands, I'll walk up right here, be like, "All right, Midas, watch me do this," and I will cast. So I'll take a glyph, a blue glyph that's hanging in the air, and I'll toss it into the red dragon. I'll turn it into a blue dragon, and I'll cast Lightning Hands. DC 13 Dex.
Okay, I think. Let me just check one thing real fast. So I see how if that affects Dex saving throws.
Yep.
Man, does Bing ever suck?
What are you doing using that relic?
I know.
Right.
I didn't want to mess up this window here. That's all, because I have it set for something. Hold on.
There.
This will be edited out. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right, disadvantage on dexterity saves. Okay, that's what I figured.
Let's go.
Okay, yeah, he's
Hell yeah.
he's getting barbecued here for 10 full damage. So how do you want to do this, Czar?
Oh,
So yeah, I kind of look at Midas, be like, "All right, baby, here we go, lightning!" And I'll shoot lightning from my hands, kind of like Midas did,
And
it'll kind of
the
crawl up his
lightning
body. Yeah.
the lightning passes through its body, just getting absolutely barbecued here, and its thing is cooked on a rope.
That was good.
As it goes down.
What's this?
that was good.
Now,
What's it do?
At the end of the combat, anything spots something in the distance and gives you a kind of a telepathic nudge, Czar.
Oh shit! My eyes will go flash black, and I'll look through his eyes.
So he spots another knoll at the top of the cliffside there, or the hillside, and seeing you guys take out all the other ones, it rushes away out of sight, and anything loses sight of him in the forest.
Does he
I'll
clock?
say- What were you gonna say? Sorry.
Does he clock his direction though?
It clocks him going, well, it's kind of heading north, but the forest is quite dense, and he can't follow him well in the nighttime.
Being right next to Zora, I was still like snapping my fingers. Zora, hello.
I can't hear anything, but like, he'll just suddenly start speaking like, oh, there's a knoll. He went
Yeah.
to the north after we killed all his buddies.
So
I'll
hearing
look in that direction.
So hearing that, the three guys here says, "Oh my God, there's still more of them out there." What?
It
Barely.
seems, but it doesn't look like they'll be here tonight anymore.
Ugh. And the three of them look at you guys and say, "Oh, that was amazing. You guys are just like I remember."
I'm a bit dusty from fighting, but yes, I do suppose. Just like last missions.
And with that, combat is done. It does seem like, as Nayland said, there's no other rumblings or anything like that for anything else that's going to strike at you. At least tonight.
We're still in the middle of the night.
It is still the middle of the night. The fire is still going. Those three gentlemen are quite awake and alert. It might have only been an hour or two that you guys were able to get some rest. And so, for the remainder of the night, as much as you try to get some sleep, and this includes everybody, as much as you try to get some sleep, these three guys are super, super paranoid. And every time they hear any sort of snap in the night, any scuttle, they wake all of you guys up. And this is an ongoing thing throughout the majority of the night. And unfortunately, because of this, you're not able to get a full night's sleep or a long rest. However, you're able to get a short rest if you do need a short rest.
Nice.
I'll use my my arcane recovery to get a spell slot back.
Nice.
Gosh, guys, y'all need to calm down. We killed them all. Don't worry, we'll protect you.
I know you'll protect us, but one of them ran away.
Your fears are valid. What?
So Eladrian, if you want to use any hit dice or anything like that to get some health back, you can do so.
Cool. Thank you. Done.
Perfect. So as the night kind of really drags on for a lot of you because of these guys just constantly waking you up and screaming at the top of their lungs and getting spooked what seems like every hour. Finally, the morning comes, and these guys are very anxious to get to Vallican, where they have at their homes and can feel safe.
Oh, yes, to Vallican. That's right.
You seem a bit tired, England.
Yeah, a bit.
Are you not tired? I just.
Well, I don't sleep for as much as y'all do.
Right, you are.
Besides, why sleep? You could be doing literally anything else. I'll like stand up and stretch, and pat Zar like on the shoulder. We should get moving though soon, though, right?
Yeah, we should.
Yes, so Eladrian, for that, your spell, it kind of like automatically applies if anyone uses a short rest or a hit die during it.
Okay.
So that applies to yourself as well.
So I get an extra d6 then?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think you guys saw that because I sent it just to him, but I'll show you. I
Oh,
sent-
saw it.
we saw it.
Okay, cool. I didn't. I tried to send it just to him. My bad.
Ooh.
You're good.
Yeah, so that song
Thought I was being sneaky.
Yeah, so that Song of Rest applies for whenever during a short rest anyone uses a hit die, they'll get that additional 1d6 healing.
Perf.
Nice.
All right.
That's during short rests only, though, not anything else, right?
Well, long rest you heal the full anyways.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right, so morning time is here, and these guys are really wanting to hit the road and get to Vallican.
Let's.
Dylan,
Do we have any like bacon or eggs or anything, man? Do you wanna like make a sandwich? I'm just kidding. Let's go. You know
I
what?
don't think time is nigh for a sandwich.
Maybe a burrito.
Dylan just picks up like one half of the body, like the probably like the front half.
I'll get the back
Yeah.
half just because I feel nice today.
So go up to Holgrim, just kind of climb on his back, and kind of close his eyes to fall asleep, without even asking or anything.
Fulcrum is gonna hang near the back of the line again, just to make sure nothing sneaks up behind us.
With
I'll
Zar
just
on his
kind of be
back.
keeping my eye out. Yeah.
Love it.
Being a little bit more rested than the rest, I'll move towards the front area.
All right. So, you guys begin your journey once again towards Vallican. You know, the three guys are.
Caught him chewing.
Yeah, I'm chewing right now. The three guys know that the city is not too far away. So, by the time you get there, it's about noonish by the time you guys start to kind of crest over the hill and you see the small little hamlet that is Vallican. So, as you guys approach, you can see that it's not a very large town by any means. You can see a lot of people doing some farm work. There's some cattle, some pigs, chickens, things like that. You do notice that on the northern side of the city, from what you can see as you approach, it's starting to get a lot more like grittier and kind of like less hospitable ground as you kind of start to approach the north where Kraknar is and the snow is. But on the southern side of the town, looks like there's a lot more fertile ground, kind of what you've been used to so far. So as you guys kind of crest over the hill, some townsfolk notice you. They call out to others, and a large kind of gathering starts to appear of villagers. So as you guys approach the city, you see men, women, children kind of rush out to greet you. They see the three men start leading the way in front of you, Midas. They kind of step in front of you as you guys approach Vallican, and the citizens of the town, they see all the scratches and scars on these three men, and you can see some of them whisper some things to one of the women in particular, and as you see him whisper, she, starts to break down and start sobbing and crying, and what you guys can only assume is the wife of Penley, the gentleman that you're carrying. The wife kind of comes up to you. Nayland, once again, they recognize you, Nayland. They know who you are, and they know who you are, Holgrim. So, she runs up sobbing, kind of crying on your sleeve as you're carrying her deceased husband. And, she's just kind of very unconsolable at this time.
I'm terribly sorry, madam.
I told him not to go. I told him not to go with all these monsters about.
I'm sure his soul was pure and he is in a place of rest now.
So one of the other village women comes and grabs her and kind of like pulls her aside, consoling her, crying along with her. And kind of making his way through the crowd, you see a small gnomish man with wispy white hair, a very full beard that like covers his mouth completely. So it's almost like his face is mostly beard. This gnomish man with large glasses, and he makes his way through the crowds and looks you up and down. And he said, "What seems to be the happenstance here?"
Just traveling in, helping a few people get to safety.
And he once you speak to him, Neil, he looks you up and down. He says, "Oh, I recognize you. You're Norston, aren't you? You saved our village once before."
Nayland, sir.
Norston, I'm so glad that you've come back. And look, it's Henry. Henry's here too. At that point, another man kind of walks up behind him, and he leans down towards him, and he whispers something in his ear. And he says, "Oh, that's right, Nayland and Holgrim. Of course, I remember you. Of course. What brings you back to Vallican?"
Henry.
Well, we were passing through on our way to Kraknor when we met a few of your fellow villagers in need. There appear to have been a few gnoll attacks on the road, and we were able to help guide most of them safely.
Yes, we've been hearing that there's been some monster attacks. We sent word out to the shrine of Sylvanas. Hopefully, we'll get some extra protection against these monsters. But that was only a day or so ago, and you're saying that poor Penley over here was a victim of their attacks?
I'm afraid he was. I'm sure that the members of the shrine will be able to send some protection down.
Oh
Soon,
dear, oh
hopefully.
dear, oh dear. Well, Nayland and Holgrim, you've helped the village once again, and we are more than thankful for what you've done. But
we did not do it alone. We did it with the aid of our friends, and I gesture to our other 3 party members.
Oh, and who are these fine people?
I'm so glad you asked. Let me tell you who I am. And I go on this long tirade, right to the point to where she starts yawning. That's who I am.
Oh, well, I'll be sure to remember all of it. A steel trap this mind of mine is. And what about the others
my
here?
hat.
A steel trap, huh?
I'll tilt my hat and introduce myself. I am Midas Valdo of the Golden Loom.
Oh, my, a Golden Loop member. Well, you're far outside of Vrento, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Well, we thank you for coming to the aid of our villagers. And what about you, young man? Pointing over to Zar.
Zar sleepily, kind of from Holgrim's back, just kind of lifts his head up. Yeah, Zar. Yeah, Henry and Norston here. Yeah, they're heroes, and then he goes back to sleep.
Tired from the long journey, I understand. Well, at this time, the crowd is kind of returning back to their duties. You see some of the other villagers kind of grab the body from you guys and start bringing them into the village. So there is still that one man that leaned down towards Orston and told him about you guys. He's still standing there with you. And then the gnomish man, he introduces himself. He says, well, my name is Orston, and I'm the village elder here, and this fine man behind me is Baylor. He's kind of the second in command, and he reminds me of certain little details that I might forget about every now and then. Baylor kind of looks to you guys, and he nods to you, Naylan and Holgrim, and he thanks you, says, well, thank you for bringing those three back. I'm sure their families are very grateful for what you've done.
Of course. If it would me, I would need the help as well. And, these roads are quite far too dangerous to be traveled alone. We were actually attacked on the way here.
No, attacked, you say? By what?
Some sort of dog-like creature wielding spears. There's about 4 of them. The additional one that was merely observing the battle before running off.
Dogs with spears? Did they carry them in their mouths?
Not quite.
My, ferocious beasts it sounds like, but no match for you, of course. No match for former heroes of Vallican, of course.
Certainly not, and we certainly could not have done it without the aid of everyone here. It's a bit overwhelming if it was just me and Holgrim.
What brings you guys back around these parts?
A small trip, just to a minor quest for this temple. Nothing too concerning.
Well, okay, secrets, I understand. We all have our secrets. I won't pry any further. But since you are here, Master Naylan, I was wondering, given the circumstance of Penley's unfortunate demise, I was hoping that you would help us with the final rites of burial for him.
I would be more than happy.
Well, as is tradition in Vallican, we're planning on burying him in the graveyard. You're familiar with the graveyard. Hopefully burying him today at sundown. If you would, if your friends here would be kind enough to stick around Vallican and perform those rites.
I look back at the group. Is this might set us back a day, though. Is this all right with the rest of you?
I mean, what is a day in the face of eternity?
That is quite deep.
That is quite deep for a latrine, yes.
I did not expect him to say something like that.
And truthfully.
Kind of hurts to say I agree with him.
Well then.
If I only had my loot.
Midas Czar, Hogan.
Or I'll wake up again and be like, we must pay respect to the dead, and then fall asleep.
Yes, Elijah made a really good point.
Yeah, I think we should stay. I do want to kind of nudge Zara on my back and ask him to make one last check of the book, since we're just kind of assuming Kraknar, but
The
maybe
book?
we might be closer than we think.
Yeah, I could check the book and kind of take it out, open up the book. Compass.
All right, and so when you pull out the book and you say compass, you feel the book pulling you towards the north, which would be the direction that Holgrim, you would know, is heading towards. It's heading towards Kraknar, but you also feel it pulling to the west as well. It's kind of like pulling a little bit towards the north, and then it pulls towards the west a little bit, but more heavily pulling towards the north.
Is it like two different kind of pools? Like, I know you said when we talked to Grandmaster Shamar, he said there was 5 items. Is it like one item's pulling this way and the other one's kind of slightly pulling this way? Is that the feeling, or?
DM shrugs his shoulders.
Shit, okay. Guys, there's definitely something pulling to the north, but I'm getting a little slight pull to the west as well, so Shamar did say there was other items, so we might have our next location after this one.
So
That's good to know.
this book reacts to words, right? Like compass.
Yes, compass is its power
Maybe-
word.
You feel
Maybe
it
there's-
pull again, as you said compass.
Like 4 times. Like maybe there's like a ruler or something we can say, like, distance or something that tells us how far away these things are. Ruler. Yardstick.
Map.
Nothing happens.
Clock. I like the idea. That was such a good idea.
Maybe you have to say it in a different language. Like speak friend and enter.
I'll say map in infernal.
Nothing happens.
What about Go-Go Gadget Helicopter?
Where
The book
did you
flies
get
away.
that from?
Maybe someone other than Eladrin to speak. Just maybe.
You're
Alright.
speaking right now.
The elder Orson looks at you guys. That's a fancy book that you have there. Is that part of your secret? I won't pry. It's just you kind of have it out in the open. You don't want any wandering eyes to look at what you guys are up to. And Orson begins to kind of walk back towards the village with a little like limp. He's old. He's got a limp to him.
Yeah.
That
make it
didn't
insight?
feel awkward at all.
Can I make an insight to make sure there's no evil intent? Him trying to steal my book.
Yeah, go for it. Roll insight.
Is he trying to take my book?
You can be sure that if he tried, you could take him, because he's an old man.
I'm such a closer to this.
But it was more of a playful, innocent kind of comment.
You would only understand when you spoke no. I caught it. Maybe when you're older, Zar.
Anything about
30.
taking my book is not funny.
And Orson from behind his shoulder says, well, Vallican's not too big, but, feel free to stop by the old stopover on your way. Oh, for those that aren't from here, that's our little tavern.
Oh, stop by the stopover. They both have stop. I get it.
The Orson kind of chuckles as he continues down his path towards his home.
Well then, I suppose we should get settled in before the end of the day.
Please.
Yeah, I think maybe see if we can get somewhere to stay the night as well. We want to get a good night's sleep before the next leg of our journey.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess I'll start making. Do we start making our way to the inn?
All right.
What time is it?
So it's probably close to maybe 1-ish at this point, after 1-2-ish after you've had the conversation with them, and sundown's probably starts coming around 6-ish at this
We got
time.
some time then.
Yeah, because you're coming more north now, so the colder temperatures, the sun kind of sets a little bit sooner on this side of the Stellaris.
Cool. And is there anything in this town worthwhile, or is this just like a settler village? Are we trying to find any sort of shops? Maybe Nayland needs some sort of spices or some shit for his potion, or I don't know.
Even, if I
Midas-
did, I'm poor as fuck.
Midas needs a bolt of fabric.
Hey, hey. I have
Maybe
plenty
some
of
sewing
fabric.
string.
I have,
Some knitting needles.
Hey, I'm feeling very attacked.
Well, I'm sure you can maybe ask some townsfolk if you're looking for anything in particular, or you can go to the stopover and ask over there.
I mean, I could certainly go for a drink, guys.
I'm quite parched and tired.
Speaking of parched and tired, could we take a 5-minute break?
Yes.
Yes.
Good timing.
Excellent.
All right, so we'll take a little break. It's 10 o'clock, so we'll get back in about 5 minutes. Okay.
Deal.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
You guys have time to kill coming into the city, or the town of Vallican, I should say. So, what do you guys want to do?
And it's 1 in the afternoon, right?
Yeah. So you
All
got
right,
a
so-
little bit of time to kill.
Do we want to head to the stopover? I think that's what we're doing.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah, that works.
Drain a pint.
All right, perfect. So you guys make your way through the small little hamlet town of Vallican. There's really not too much to see. It's mostly villagers' homes. There is a little carpentry workshop and a sawmill. A very small general store is there. It doesn't look like it gets too much action. And then you make your way over to the small tavern, the stopover. And as you make your way in, you're greeted by quite a friendly hello from a small female halfling. She has short blonde hair and some very vibrant green eyes, and she looks at you, Nayland, and Holgrim walking through, and she says, "Nayland, Holgrim, welcome back to the stopover. Hopefully, no zombies this time, huh?"
Not zombies this time. More like dogs with spears.
Well, you guys are... Every time you guys come by, there's something crazy going on. And who are these other ones behind you?
This is our adventuring party. I'll allow them to.
We are the Mighty Ducks. We
I
are so
thought we
much-
agreed on a different name.
Oh, I mean, we are a different name. But my name is Eladrian.
I'm a duck. My name is Zar.
Don't.
I
Hey,
am
man.
not a duck.
Mighty Duck is pretty. It's pretty good.
Well, my name's Quinbin. You can just call me Quinn. This is my establishment, the Stopover. because, you know, everyone kind of just stops over on their way to either Kraknar or to Vrento. But, I guess that's a commotion outside was you guys pulling up, huh?
We like to make an entrance.
Well,
Speak for yourself.
well, you know, good old Holgrim and Nayland, oh, they're known a little bit around these parts, but, oh, if you guys are making quite the ruckus like that, I'm sure we're gonna know you three as well.
Like the back of your hand.
So what can I get you guys?
I'll take the water. Just water, please.
All right, water as usual.
Or the huge. Do you have, you know, ale?
We sure do. We got the Vrentoast Standard. We can pour you some of that.
I would prefer the Kraknar Stout.
Oh, no, we don't got any of that, unfortunately. They kind of keep that up to themselves up there.
Those stingy bastards. I will take a standard Vrentonian beer.
Well, here you go. She pours one out for you. What about you, fancy guy? Looking at you,
point to-
Midas.
Oh, water would be fine.
All right, one glass of water. And, what about, this one over here? Is he, of age? Pointing at Czar.
God damn it.
Nail kind of chuckles, but
No, he's not.
I'm
Eladrin does a spit take. He like spits his beer out. He's, whoa, that's hilarious.
30. Yeah.
I'm
It's
just razzing you. It's okay. What can I get you?
I just take a water too.
All right, kind of, you know, playing along with the joke, but okay, I'll get you some water.
God. Give me an ale.
All right, there we go.
I'll
One
be
egg.
joining with the nails.
Aren't you a
Put some
lightweight,
hair on your
Zara?
chest.
All right, couple of Rento
No.
standards for you guys. Perfect. So, what are you guys stopping through Vallican again, or are you on your way somewhere else?
Well, we were headed up to Kraknar, and we met a few of your townspeople on the road in need of some assistance due to a monster attack.
Oh, geez, a monster attack? Wow.
Yeah, have there been others in this town, or
Has
is
this
that
been-
just
Well, you
around
know,
the island?
nothing so much in the town, but you know, Elder Orston, he reached out to. He said he was going to reach out to the Shrine of Sylvanus. Hopefully, he did that. We could use a little bit of extra protection. The Vrento Guard doesn't really come through this area. There's not much of a priority defending our small little town when they got Kraknar and the mining operation to defend over there.
Yeah, Orston, you did mention that to us, and I'm sure the members of the shrine will be able to offer some assistance. But
Well, oh, that's good. You know, sometimes Orston can be a little forgetful. But usually Baylor's there to kind of keep him on his toes. So, monsters, huh? You know, that's you know, that's something. That's definitely something. We never had any issues before, and hell, all of a sudden I just hear nothing but monsters. Monsters here, monsters there, monsters everywhere.
it's quite curious what is going on around the land.
Have you had any experiences with monsters yourself?
Me? Oh, heck no. I just stay here. I mean, I have to deal with the occasional drunkard from the village, but you know, he's not so bad once you kind of get him outside and get him some water and a warm bed.
So they don't really come into the town or the village. They are on the outskirts, essentially.
Well, I mean, I'd have to defer to someone else. I don't really leave the stopover too often, you know. It's kind of my home, kind of the bread and butter, you know, to make money. So I kind of stay here. I just hear rumors from people that happen to stop over.
Okay.
But I can't imagine that you guys are planning on staying in Vallican for very long. Are you you headed up to Kraknar? Are you going to Vrento? Or are you going to Lackshire? Where are you guys headed?
Actually, we're looking to put down some roots. We're trying to buy a 3-story house.
I don't know about that one.
We're starting a family.
We are a
Um,
family.
See, we've already started our family.
Yeah,
No,
that
we don't want to
sucks.
put down the roots. I'm just yanking your chain. Do you like chains?
I don't mind a nice gold chain every once in a while, like the fancy one that Midas has on over there.
Oh, she's got her eye on you, man.
Hey, this is finest quality. Maybe I can make you one though.
Yeah, he is a fantastic sewer.
You don't sew jewelry,
His
Eladrin.
parents named him Taylor.
I thought it was Midas.
Taylor. It is Midas. Don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's part of a social club where they are all Taylors.
All those instruments is getting to his head.
Well, are you guys planning on staying the night tonight?
I believe that's the plan. I think Nayland is going to help out with a service after dark, and then we'll be moving on tomorrow, I believe.
Oh, well, that's mighty nice of you, Nayland. We appreciate all you've done for us already.
Anything that helps, and it really is no worry.
Well, if you need some places to stay, I got a few beds upstairs. I mean, it's not the nicest digs, but, it's warm and it's a bed.
I'm sure it'll be more than acceptable.
Yeah, as long as there's nothing that will, keep us up in the middle of the night. It's been a long time since we've had a very long rest.
Yes.
Well, if Vallican's one thing, it's peaceful.
I love that.
Wasn't there attacks just outside the? Never mind.
Well, I mean, inside the town is peaceful.
Yeah, I understood that.
Well, if you guys need anything else, let me know. I'm just gonna go clean up in the back a little bit.
We'll take those beds as long as you keep bringing the ale. And you'll look at Czar's cup, and like the slightest little tiniest bit of like alcohol has been drank from it, and he's like sloshed. Guys, this ale is it's the best ale in the world. Midas, nail it, Elijah. Yeah, it's great.
All right.
He's not a lightweight, he said.
Ooh, lightweight.
He's going to
Why do
have
we
one
kill
hell of
him
a
now?
morning. If there's one thing I know, it's hangovers.
Alright, so we'll spend a little bit of time, kind of getting some drinks, talking, conversing. Some townsfolk come in, they thank you for bringing the guys back and all that kind of stuff. And we'll kind of fast forward towards sundown at the start of the ceremony. So, Nayland, you and Holgrim are quite familiar where the graveyard is in Vallican. So you guys make your way over there, and you see a collection of villagers standing in front of the graveyard. You guys kind of line up with the rest of them, and you hear, or you see Orson kind of step up in front of everybody, in front of all the graves. A fresh grave is dug, and the body has been placed in there, and Orson begins to speak. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for showing up today. We're here, we bury Penley. He's a fine man, he's a fine family man. He's continued by his loving wife Beatrice and his son Jacob. We all know that Vallican sticks together, and we're going to look out for them as Penley looked out for all of us. And so I'm going to throw the first dirt full onto the casket as is tradition, and then we're going to have our guest of honor, Nayland, say a few words. And Orson grabs a shovel, kind of gets a big pile of dirt and kind of throws it onto the the casket there. And he walks over to you, Nayland, and he invites you over to stand up beside him.
Neil will walk up.
And as this is happening, the sun is going down, kind of very similar to last night. There's a nice moon in the sky. It's illuminating everything. It's quite a nice ambiance for this little ceremony, as there's torch lights lit throughout the small town. And so he says, so we have Nayland here, and he's agreed to give us some mighty fine words. So you go ahead, Nayland.
Thank you all for being here today as we mourn over the loss of one of our own. I'm sure that this person, this man, what was his name?
His name was Penley.
Okay. I was asking out of character. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
In front of everyone, his casket and everything. What's his name again?
Oh my god.
It's Penley, Beatrice, and Jacob. You know, PB and J.
Oh yes, that.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
I'm sure Penley has done many great service for this town and for people in his life. I'm sure he's touched the hearts of many folk here and shared ale and stories and friendship.
So as you're speaking, Nayland, you guys hear something quite familiar in the distance.
Oh no.
Oh
Literally
shit.
could be
Come
nightmares.
on.
And with that, you start to see the villagers look around, and they're quite confused as to what's going on, when all of a sudden something kind of is whizzing through the air, and with a thud, a spear goes right through Orson's chest.
Oh
shit.
And
oh my god.
I want to just kind of step out and just try to, tell the villagers go inside, go into safety.
so with a thud and a slump, Horston appears to be immediately killed by the spear, and panic amongst the villagers starts. Everyone's begins screaming, he's dead, oh my god, we're being attacked. And those laughters of that howling laughter just kind of builds and builds and builds. And Holgrim, you tell everyone to run back to their homes. The villagers disperse, and I would like everyone to roll initiative.
All right, family.
Okay.
It's still my book no moral, babe.
That's what I'm talking about. Nat 20, quick to act.
Oh my
Nail and
god.
still rest.
Let's go, Nayland.
So I got a nat 20 also.
Let's go.
What is this?
These villagers safe in our hands. Come on
Damn.
now.
So-
Boys,
Even
the
some of
sky.
my hands.
Yeah. So
That was weird.
so the villagers with Baylor, Baylor is kind of helping lead them out as well, and they all hop over the fences and start scattering all towards their individual homes, some kind of going inside each of their houses, just trying to find any kind of safety. And so they all are able to hide successfully away, when from the distance you guys see another set of those creatures that you fought before appear, but they're also accompanied by one that is much larger than the others, and it walks in a different manner than the rest of them. It kind of walks with almost like a human-like demeanor to it, like a human-like appearance. And as it as this group approaches you, the large one in the back bellows out, "For the masters!" And we shall... Let me roll for these dudes here. Jeez, you guys roll high.
Yes.
Alright.
Quick tact.
Let me clear that. Oh. Oh, I may have messed up.
Zara thought we were playing golf, though.
Hold on.
He was looking for the lowest.
Shoot. Okay. I gotta add everyone back to the initiative here. Hold on. Alright. Okay, so that's all good. Let me just do one thing. 15 plus 217. Okay. All right. So with that, the top of the round, we're gonna start with Eladrian.
So he sees the guy that just yells, for the master or whatever, and he's like, and kind of like jumps into this, and then casts firebolt right at the big dude, bypassing everybody, saying, "You know what? I'm going for it."
All right, go for it.
14.
So a 14. So the fireball comes from a far arcing distance, and this giant creature is able to get out of the way and steps aside, and he looks directly at you, Eladrian. These creatures are also a little bit different than the ones before. Not only do they have the spears, but they're also carrying a shield with them. Seems to be made out of like wooden planks, but they're also carrying the shield and a spear.
Oh, okay.
All right. Is that everything for you, Eladrian?
For this time, yeah.
All right.
This time.
Naylin, you're up.
All right, Naylin is going to... How far are they?
60, 65 feet.
Oh, damn. Okay. In that case, probably start with running up a bit closer just to reach. So it's like, what? That was like 20 of my movement speed. So we'll move right here and kind of like try to like hide behind like am I able to like kind of like hide behind like not hide but like cover behind like this little doorway right here?
I'll say that's
wall.
kind of like an overarching, like kind of like a canopy almost. So there's not essentially like it's not blocking anything from like line of sighting you.
Okay. In that case, I will then cast because I think I can reach. No, I can't reach any of them. I think that'll be my turn. I don't have much I can do. So yeah, that'll be it.
You wanna ready any actions? You can do that as well.
Oh yes. I'll ready an action to cast guiding bolts on anything that gets within 30 feet, which isn't too close.
Okay.
Wait,
which is almost within range.
What is ready in action?
So you can explain it. Go ahead.
I'm going to wait until like a trigger happens. In my for this, I'm saying that if something gets within range of my attack, when that happens, that's when the attack will go off. So I can wait until that happens rather than doing it now.
I believe it uses your reaction as well.
I believe that.
Yeah, I think it's like your reaction to ready that, like it in order to activate it, it like uses your reaction.
I see. So you're just postponing your action, even though it's your turn. Even though it's your turn, you can't do anything. So you're just hanging on to it to where, whenever something happens, you can do something.
Yeah.
Like you said, a trigger, like when somebody gets close enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Cool.
So yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. So yeah, I'll cast Guiding Bolt on something with. Oh wait, Guiding Bolt has 120 feet. I'll just cast that now. I apologize.
Okay. Forget
I'll
everything.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'll cast on the big one though.
All right.
And that is a 18.
Yes!
So an 18 will hit.
Okay, that is
Mass.
14 radiant damage.
All right. So
And the next attack on it has advantage until the end of my next turn.
all right. So you release your guiding bolt at this lumbering creature, and it strikes it straight in the chest as the that aura kind of drifts around it, and kind of a little bit of like sparkliness is around it. So it's giving off this kind of faint aura, and it is very not happy that you just did that. So
Yeah, well, I'm not
I'm just
happy
gonna,
either.
gonna
So.
mark it like that. Okay, and next it is the Knoll's turn. So it will rush kind of close to you. It's gonna rush in like this, and it's going to take its spear and just throw it at you, Nayland.
Nice.
So let's see what happens. Okay, so that's a 20 to hit.
That will hit.
So it throws its spear, and it's going to hit you for 5 points of damage.
Damn.
As you're busy releasing your guiding bolt against the large target, this gnoll takes advantage and throws its spear, striking you in the shoulder. Next is going to be this gnoll back here. He's going to run in, and he's going to make his way towards the villagers' homes, and he gets his way up to the window looking inside to see if there's any villagers to do bad things to. Next, it is the big guy. So the big guy starts making let me see how far I can go. So this creature, once standing on all four, or on his hind legs, gets down into a crouched all fours position, and he can barrel his way towards you with 40 or 50 feet of movement.
Ooh.
Oh.
So
Hey.
he barrels his
Oh,
way
wow.
towards you. And he is not happy with what you just did, big guy. So he's going to strike at you. He's only going to be able to bite you when he's in this position currently. So he's going to try and bite at you. Okay.
Punch him in the teeth.
For 23 to hit.
Whoa.
Oh, yes. That hits. I thought you said 23 damage. I was gonna.
So he's going to hit you for another 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Leyland!
Yep.
As he tugs and starts ripping at your leg there. All right.
Holy fuck.
Next is this gnoll in the back here. And it's going to take some of its movement to climb up on top of this roof, and then move another 10 feet forward. And that's going to be its turn. It's kind of getting in position here. This roof is it's not a very tall building. It's maybe only like, maybe like only like 10, 15 feet off the ground. The roof, at least. So next it is Midas. You're up.
Seeing this big old dude roll up. Oh my god, Neil is so. Sorry. Seeing him. So you can bolt up. I'm gonna run up here, try to get as close as I can. Wow. I can't touch it. I'm so sorry, man. I'm gonna cast lightning lure on the orange one, like the one across from you.
Sure. Was that strength save?
Yes. Ignore that. Unless you don't ignore it.
So it's got a 18 for the save.
Yeah, you can ignore that number.
All right. So you try and whip out the lightning lure to attract this other gnoll, but he's able to kind of like use his shield to kind of block it before it strikes him.
That was not supposed to happen. Oh God.
All right. Next up, we got Holgrim.
Okay. So I've got 25 feet I can move. So I'm going to do that first. I think I'm actually going to get right behind Nayland. And then with my action, I'm going to reach out and put my hand on Nayland's shoulder and cast Lay on Hands.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to give him 10 hit points.
Oh. Oh. Feels so much better.
Coming in hot.
Much appreciation, Holgrim.
Of course, Nayland. And then that's my turn.
Awesome.
From the back, we're chanting Holgi, Holgi.
All right. So next up is this gnoll back here. So he is going to join this other gnoll in here, and he's going to kind of crash through the window into this house. And you could hear some screams inside. And that's its turn. Next is Czar. You're up.
Alright, so Czar's gonna see Nayland get hit so hard. He's like, no, Nayland. He'll kind of run up here. Take his book. And he will cast Witch Bolt at the big boy.
Hit him.
And I'm going to change the damage to... Let's do fire. I'm going to do a flaming Witch Bolt.
A flaming witch bolt.
So it's a 20 and 3
20
fire.
20 will hit for 3 fire damage.
Yeah, so an arc just kind of connects from like the dragon's head that's coming out of my book to him, and it's just kind of tethered there.
All right, perfect. So that's currently almost like a branded rope, almost like reaches around and kind of wraps around the trunk of this large creature here. And with that, we're already at the top of the next round. So you guys have 1 minute starting now.
All right. Should we go to save the people in the house to the bottom left?
This is terrifying.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get there somehow.
Alright. I can go over there.
All right,
I can get like in front of the blue knoll. Anyway.
You can turn invisible, right? You kind of just...
Yes.
I would say watch out for that opportunity attack. I feel like it should have hurt.
Do I get opportunity attack from invisible and I run? Gim?
Ask him after our battle tactics. Shit.
Okay.
I have
Just-
enough to kind of get over to that yard, but I have a spell that I can use to kind of, I guess, give one of them disadvantage on attacks against anybody who's not me. So I think that's probably
That'd be a good idea.
I think she's on the big dude.
Mhm.
I think it'll definitely come in handy.
We move last, so it's it is what it is, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot Holgrim's.
So any
Okay.
attack against an invisible creature is at disadvantage regardless. If it's a reaction, like if he, you know, he thinks you're
Yeah.
moving out of his way, he can still try and swipe and he might get lucky, right?
I see.
I'll give you an extra 10, 20 seconds if you need it.
Um.
We'll take 20. Anyway.
Okay. In that case, I'll just do the disadvantaged attack. I'll take the chances and run to the house.
Do you have any spell slots left, Eladrin?
Yeah, I have. Yes, I do. I've been using cantrips.
All right, it's go time.
Could you charm? Oh shit.
Time to go.
All right, Eladrin, you're up.
I'm gonna go ahead and so when I've got charm person, right? It says a charm a humanoid. So what is humanoid?
So these creatures are humanoid, but do they also have to understand you?
No.
Okay. You could try.
Okay, so I'm going to try to charm person on the big guy and see if I can't make him hang back a little bit. So he's got to make a wisdom saving throw of 13.
All right. So
But it has advantage because we're fighting it.
So with the advantage it gets, it's able to shake off your spell, and it rings its head back and forth, stands back up on its hind legs, and says, "No one controls us but the masters."
I grab my flute and start playing it, looking around like I didn't do anything.
All right, and is that everything?
And then I'm gonna just take the rest of my turn to kind of move over towards that other house, kind of over this way.
All right, awesome.
Rest my movement.
Naylin, you're up.
Okay. Naelin's going to bonus action turn invisible and try to escape down here with 15, and then like right here with the rest of the 15.
Okay, so as you go invisible, the creature in front is quite angry, because he was quite angry at you regardless.
What did I do?
So what he's going to do is he's gonna rip a kind of like a post off of the canopy there that's kind of supporting the canopy, and he's going to try and like swing it in front of him. So let's see, and it's at disadvantage. Okay, so he swings and he doesn't hit anything.
Nice.
And he just growls in anger.
Nice. When I get to right here, I'm going to because am I able to cast because invisibility I believe was a bonus action.
Yeah, if it doesn't cost like a spell, if it's a feature,
yeah,
then you can still cast a spell, I believe.
Okay.
As an action.
In that case, he will just try to cast Sanctuary on Midas just before going over here, if that is possible. Like just before like going up to the blue knoll, like and like on the way out.
So when you cast the spell, you will go visible again.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, you can do that then.
Okay. And then right here. That'll be it.
Okay, so you can like link that sanctuary there just so we know what it does. I think it's just +2 to AC, right? Or
no.
It's if he attacks him, he has to make a wisdom save. Blah 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 blah.
How do I link it? Oh, I think I see it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I ward him.
So I will mention. So your invisibility was a bonus action.
Oh. Okay.
So you can't cast this one because
Okay.
it's a bonus action.
Got it. In that case, I'll do nothing.
Delete that.
Pass my turn.
All right. Okay. So
Good try though.
So you're still
Good try.
you're still invisible. So you can still remain invisible then.
Yes.
All right.
Just before trying to
All right. And next it is this creature right here. And it is seeing that his spear is gone because it was thrown. And it's on the ground, so he's going to revert to his primal nature, and he's going to run at Midas and try to bite him.
No.
So, ooh, you're lucky. It's 8, and so he tries to bite you, and you're able to nimbly step out of the way.
Yeah, back up.
All right. Next, it is this knoll down here, and seeing that the other one was able to get into the house before him, he's going to instead run towards he's going to run towards the fray here. So he's going to go kind of get almost right beside this one over here. And he's going to look menacingly over at Eladrian, and he's going to throw his spear at you, Eladrian.
Would I get an attack of opportunity as he passes by?
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, so this will make you visible.
Yeah.
But you do get advantage because you're striking from invisibility.
Dirty 20 or yeah, okay.
All right, so that will hit.
Excellent. I will deal 6 damage.
Nice.
Awesome. So as this Knoll's running by, it gets clocked in the knee, and he just keeps trucking through.
Got it.
All right, and so he's going to throw his spear at Eladrian for a 16.
Yeah.
All right. So he throws the spear, and you get hit for 5 points of piercing damage.
So I'm gonna go ahead and cast Shield as my reaction.
Awesome. So
Which
he
will...
throws the spear at you, and you quickly, with your
What's up?
shield, block it.
Sure. Sure.
Yes. Because he
I'll
said
come get some in a minute.
16, right?
Yeah, a 16.
Good to see you again. Love you.
Love you too. But it'll be so I'll block it.
Yeah,
Cool.
so you're able to block it, so you're good. So you're able to get your shield up in time to knock the spear away completely. Okay, perfect. Next, it is the big guy's turn. So
No.
He no longer has that effect on him, by the way.
okay, so that's gone. No guiding bolt, right? Because
Yeah.
hit him or something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, seeing that Nayland disappeared in front of his eyes, he's going to the next target in front of him, which is Holgrim. So Holgrim, he's going to try and he's going to actually do a multi-attack. Because he is up in his hind legs. He has the club essentially that he pulled off of the canopy there. So he's going to swing his club and try and bite you as well.
All right.
So first attack with his club is a 19.
That hits.
All right. So the club is going to do 4 points of bludgeoning damage. And then he's going to try for a bite, which misses. So he's able to hit you with his makeshift club that he has. And he snarls and growls at you. Next, it is the gnoll that's on the roof over here. So he's going to climb over and down just right here. And he's going to kind of look over at Zar with his spear, and he's going to throw it at Zar. So throwing the spear at Zar for 19 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So throwing the spear, he hits you for 5 points of damage, Zar.
Oof. Okay.
And that's the end of his turn. Midas, you're up.
okay.
need to make
I'm
a-
gonna.
Sorry, go ahead,
Ah.
Zar. Do you need anything?
Do I need to make a con check for my witch bolt?
Yes. Roll concentration there.
It's a saving throw, right?
Yeah, so just roll Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
You're good. So you still have a witch bolt on there, and I'll just mark it with this one.
Awesome. Sorry about that.
Nope, no worries.
Oh, no worries.
Okay. Who's next?
Me. I'm-
Midas. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to grab the one in front of me by the neck and cast Sharpened Grasp. Please
Right, the neck.
15 hits.
Oh yeah.
play.
For
Kill.
3 points of damage. Okay. So you're able to get your metal fist into its around its neck and deliver a jolt of electricity to it. It does not look happy that you did that.
Hey, I figured. I gotta say, guys, this thing is uglier up close.
All right, Holgrim, you're up.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to attack the. Oh, didn't mean to move him.
That's okay.
I'm just going to attack the big guy.
Okay.
13.
Okay, so a 13 hits.
Okay.
All right, so
Alright,
you
damage.
you swing your warhammer into this thing's side. However, it doesn't appear to do anything to this creature.
Huh.
What the hell?
Okay.
And the creature kind of looks down at you and laughs. In a very guttural laugh.
Alright, I think with my bonus action then I want to cast Compelled Duel on him.
All right. What's
Which
that
I can
save?
Link to you guys.
Yeah.
So he has to make a wisdom saving throw of 12. Otherwise, he's drawn to me, I guess, and has disadvantage on attack rolls against anybody other than me.
All
And he
right.
has to make a wisdom saving throw every time he tries to move more than 30 feet away from you.
All right. So he actually fails the save, so he feels an innate desire to do battle with you.
Yes.
And that's it.
All right. Next, it's that knoll that went into the house. You guys hear a couple of screams and then silence. Well, Nayland, you specifically hear this.
Damn.
And then this creature pops out of the home and stares you down, but that's going to be its turn. Next it is Zar. You're up.
Yeah, so Zar gets hit. He's like, oh gosh, crap. And kind of looking at this guy, I'll pump I'll pump some fire damage through my witch bolt into the big guy. Can be 4 fire damage.
All right. So you kind of almost like crack the witch bolt whip against this creature as it tightens and singes around its waist. It feels that pain, but it's still locked eyes with Holgrim to his due to his compelled duel.
And I'll kinda move over behind Elijah and be like, Elijah, they hit me. I don't think I can take much more.
Oh my god.
All right. Top of the round. You guys have your minute of battle tactics starting now.
I don't think
I
we
think-
were able to save these people.
I think
There's
me
a
and
lot
Hogan's a
left.
bit
Yeah.
stuck. So
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Also, I guess that the main guy must not be vulnerable to physical damage.
attacks.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to stay on the other nulls, I guess.
Were you gonna say charm person earlier? Because that's what I fucking thought you were about to say. So that's what I did.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was hoping you'd be able to charm him, and, like get him out of the battle, but
Yeah. So I
okay.
can try to cast command, right? But I think command is they have to understand me. So that one won't work.
Well, that guy spoke.
Oh, he is speaking. Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
speaking. So I could cast command and tell him to like mutiny or like revolt or something like that, and try to have him turn on his fucking friends. Or I could cast Bane on at least 3 of these motherfuckers.
Sounds like a very good idea.
I think at least
one?
Bane would definitely hit.
Bane on the front 3. I feel like
Yeah.
that's fighting currently.
So, all right, the big guy in the orange and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now it's just
Alright.
on the ink. Because damage-wise, it might be a second.
hmm
Okay.
Okay. I can make the big guy vulnerable to the next attack that hits it on my turn.
Well, you've got one right next to you though.
Yeah, but I feel like if we kill the big guy, the rest are gonna scatter.
Okay, I
So-
can dig it.
so I
So
can
you can-
automatically pump damage into him. Could you make him
Just to
vulnerable
reach,
to fire? Or to like my damage?
so we
What's
should
that?
target fire, is what you're saying.
So fire damage.
Yeah, fire damage.
I think it's automatic no matter what. I don't have to choose it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
Great.
So,
Eladrian, you're up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast this Bane here on these 3 here, the big guy and the 2 below him, the orange one and the blue one.
All
So I'm gonna
right.
go ahead and cast Bane. They have to make a Charisma saving throw of 13.
Okay. And then let me just check for this one. So they all fail.
Hell yes.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. I think there's a Bane somewhere. There it is. Bane.
Yeah, it's a little B. Looks
He
like
gets a Bane. And he
Bane.
gets a. And
I
then
was
he
born in the dark.
gets a Bane. All right. Is that everything, Eladrian?
No, I'm going to reach out to Naylan over there and be like, oh wait, no. I'm going to reach Holgrim right here in the front. And I'm going to give him what is it? Inspiration. Bardic inspiration. Here you go, man!
All right. So bardic inspiration for you, Holgrim. All right. Next, Naylan, you're up.
All right. Nalen's going to run over here. If I run over here, do I take attack
Nope.
of opportunity?
He's
Okay,
a
great.
little too far from you.
Great. I'll run over here with my bardic friend, and I will channel divinity upon the big guy, so that the next attack hits it. He will be vulnerable to the damage
Okay.
of that type. Yes. That is it.
All right. There's no cool symbol for that, so it's purple. All right. So next it is this knoll in front here. He's going to go after you, Midas, with a bite attack, but he's also
Oh, no.
baned. He's gonna miss. So once again, you're able
God.
to get out of the way. So next is this blue knoll here, and he's gonna jump down and get right in the middle of you two. And he's gonna try and bite Eladrian, who just put some kind of spell on him.
I put a spell on you.
So he's going to with Bane. Ooh, that Bane saved you. So with the 12,
Nice.
he misses.
Yes, he does. By the skin of my teeth.
All right. So the next one is the big guy, and he's going to try and strike at Holgrim, compelled to duel him.
Yeah,
So-
I just read that spell. So apparently, if he's damaged by somebody friendly to me, the spell goes away,
Oh, okay.
Was he damaged?
which I didn't know.
I think Zar
Zar
damaged
attacked
him.
Oh
Yeah.
dang. Oh dang.
All right, so he's not compelled to duel you. However,
Shit.
he doesn't like you.
He will duel you. He's not magically compelled to duel you.
So he's going to make a multi-attack on you once again.
Oh my gosh.
So he's baned. Oh, is that 18? Okay. Okay. Let me see. Plus 4 minus. Oh, still 19.
Yep.
So that club hits you. You're gonna take. You're gonna take 4 points of damage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then he's gonna try and bite you.
Don't let him do it.
17 plus 4. Ooh, the Bane saved you.
Yes.
Nice. That Bane.
I think. Hold on, let me see.
Cool.
A bite. So 17, 21. 21 minus 3 is 18. So it does hit you.
Yeah, it still hits.
So
What's
that's
your...
his AC is 18.
Oh, mother of God.
Meets it.
So he will get you for 5 points of damage.
Okay.
All right.
Oh my God.
Holy.
So at the end of his turn,
Hey.
what?
Oh, never mind. I was gonna yell at Holgrim to say you have I think you have inspiration points from the DM still. Oh no, you're the only one that's used them actually.
So
I think I might. I have two, I think, still left.
But it's too late.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm not in charge.
yeah, well, now that everyone's reminded of all those points that you still have,
I've had it pulled up this whole time.
But,
I've used it.
we'll leave it for right now. But at the end of that turn, coming from the distance, you see Holgrim. You see someone that's familiar. Kind of running into the fray is a armor-clad half-orc wielding a greatsword, running into the fray. He's still a little ways out, but he's coming towards the battle. With that, the next knoll on the roof here, he's going to jump down off the roof and try to gang up on Holgrim here.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
So he's going to attack. And Holgrim is able to stand his ground against this knoll and fend off his attack. Next, Midas, you're up.
Oh God. I'm gonna ignore the one that's attempting to bite at me, and I'm gonna go for the big one, and I'm gonna give it a good old slap of stalking grabs.
All right.
Oh.
An open-handed
Wow.
slap.
So you try and reach out to grab it, but the knoll that's in front of you kind of is holding you back from reaching its boss there.
Get the fuck off of me.
And Holgrim, you're up next.
Okay, so I know my attacks aren't really effective against the boss, so I want to kind of move in a little bit here and try and hit this orange one.
All right. So you probably hit it from like where you're at. We'll just say you're close enough. All right, a 19.
19.
So that will hit.
And 7 damage.
All right. So you're able to strike successfully against this creature.
And that's it.
All right. Next.
Or actually,
oh,
I have the Bardic Inspiration.
yeah. So you
So
can
does
add.
that,
You
can
can
I
add.
add to my damage?
Yep.
Yeah.
1d6. Alright.
Yep.
So 3 more.
3. Awesome. So thanks to Eladrian's inspirational words, you're able to swing that Warhammer just a little bit harder and deal a little bit more damage.
I love you, Hoagie.
All right, next It is this knoll back here, and he is going to let me see. He's going to chase after you, Naylan, who just ran away from him.
No.
And he's going to be able to get close enough to you to try and strike at you. And this one still has its spear, so it's going to try and poke you.
Mm.
All right. And it rolls 15.
That
Just hits you. And it's going to pierce you for 5 points of damage.
Nice.
All right. Czar, you're up.
Okay, kind of seeing how Nayland made the big guy a little more vulnerable. I'll pump another 1d12 damage
All right.
from my flaming witch bolt.
And it'll be doubled.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Oh,
Unfortunately, only
Wow.
2 points of damage to this creature as the vulnerability comes off.
I
This
sound
one.
it in my turn.
All right. And then top of the round, you have your battle tactics, which begins now.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. That's what dice are. You know, it's all a chance.
So I can cast healing word on somebody, but that's my last spell.
should
or I
certainly
can-
heal Holgrim.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah. I think
Um,
I'm gonna stay where I'm at and just kind of try and see if I can get some damage onto the smaller gnolls.
Maybe you hit it. Oh yeah, that's right. You get opportunity attacks. Never mind.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try. Which the orange one is damaged right now, so I'll keep focusing on him and then move to another after he's down.
Sounds good.
Should we yell at this guy over here that's got the white hair and be like, "Hey man, help us!"
I think
Oh
he's,
yeah,
He's
I think
dead.
he's dead.
yeah. Also, it looks like we're gonna have a huge guy come help us from the
A knight
left.
in shining armor,
Yes.
or bloody, whatever,
Yeah. Or he'll come kill us. But
or that.
I think I don't know if there's much.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
I'll try to roll better on damage.
Yeah. Would you
Please.
just slap that dice a little bit, blow on it or something?
Eventually, I'll also win a hit.
Give it a little slap and tickle.
Okay.
I believe you, Midas. We got this.
Hold strong, gang.
I believe you. Otherwise, you're going to have to sew us a white flag.
Yeah.
Oh!
All right.
That
You
was
ready to go?
professional.
As ready as we're going to be.
Yup.
All right. Eladrian, you're up first.
I look at Holgrim and I'm like, Holgi! And I cast healing word on him. As a bonus action, so I use my bonus action first because that's cool. I knew I
Mhm.
could do that. And I bonus action healing word him, and that's all of 4 health back at you, big guy. I think in this case my healing word is Holgi.
Anything else with your action?
For my action, I'm gonna go, I can still cast Firebolt as an action, right?
Yeah, your cantrip. Yep.
My cantrip, yeah. So I'm gonna go cantrip right at Mr. Big there, with 14.
So you're shooting at the big guy?
Yeah,
All right. So you do hit.
I certainly do, with a whopping 4 damage.
Nice.
All right. 4
It's
a-
damage.
Really packs a wallop, if you know what I'm saying.
Perfect. Good. Good turn. Naylan, you're up.
All right, bonus action. I'm going to also cast Healing Word on Holgrim.
Everyone wants you to live, Holgrim.
Yes.
Stay with us.
And so I'll heal him for 5 over there for
Nice.
that. And then for my action, I'm going to look at this purple one and just give it a good old smack with the mace.
All right.
All right.
Mace to the face.
14.
14 misses. It's able to block it with its shield that it has.
All right. That'll be it.
Oh,
All right,
I
and
forgot
that's your turn. All right. This knoll, orange knoll, it's gonna go after Midas in front of it,
Literally stop.
and then oh, but it's gonna miss again. It wants to get you. It's trying hard.
With these elegant clothes, I'm just very nice and limber.
All right, and that's its turn now. Knoll, blue knoll here. He's gonna go after Eladrian.
No!
All right. So with
I'm
an
a gingerbread man. You can't catch me.
ooh, it rolled an 18. The bane's not even gonna make a difference.
Holy shit, he caught me.
16. So it's gonna bite you for 4 points of damage, and I need you to make a concentration check for Bane. So you just gotta
What
get.
does-
So roll a Constitution saving throw. Ooh,
7.
Bane
Yeah.
falls.
Damn
You-
it.
You you aren't able to maintain your concentration through the pain of the bite as Bane wears away on all of these guys.
You can't
Every-
maintain the bane through the pain.
Every time that's awesome. That was good. Every time Eladrin gets hit, I feel like he's like, a professional soccer player where he just makes this huge show of it. He's like, "Oh my god, holy fuck!" You tap him on the shoulder and he's like, "Oh, the pain! You dislocated it."
It's very confusing as a healer.
Yeah, like what the fuck, man?
Alright, hold on.
I'm gushing blood here.
Nalen's always just looking over and just going, oh, never mind.
So now it's going to be this large gentleman's turn over here. Over here.
Come faster, please.
So he's going to rush into the fray. He's going to run and use a racial ability to get in even closer. And he's going to swing at this large creature with his greatsword. So he's going to swing twice, actually. So the first one hits, and the second one hits. So
Oh, yes.
he's going to do... and... So he's going to do 20 points of slashing damage against this thing. And
Oh my.
different than your attacks, Holgrim, you see that this character's, this person's strikes are damaging this creature.
Okay.
And he's going to look over to you, Holgrim, and he'll say, "This creature is of the Malar. He must be vanquished with silver." And
Of course.
he's going to inspire you. So you will get a D4 added to your next roll.
Okay.
And now it's the hyena, the big hyena guy's turn. And he's going to look back to the person that just did a massive amount of damage to it. And he's going to swing at him. So he will... let me just see. Yeah. So he'll be able to hit him once and twice. So he's gonna go blow for blow right back at this person that just rushed into the fray. But he remains standing after the onslaught. So next it is this knoll back here. He's going to try to get behind once again and try to attack Holgram with a bite, and that's going to be a 20 to hit. So you're going to take 4 points of damage, Holgram. Midas, you're up.
Oh boy. I'm gonna try to like. At this point I'm getting annoyed of the orange one like still trying to get me. I'm just like moving side to side, avoiding hits. So I'm gonna attack it again with shock and grabs. I'm gonna hope for the best.
You can do it.
17 hits.
Yes.
Big. Yeah.
All right. So this thing is almost on its last legs. It's barely standing. His knees are wobbling after being electrocuted many times.
Like, get the fuck off of me, I said. God damn.
Holgram, you're up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna turn around and attack the orange one. So.
The orange one?
Yep.
All right. 18 hits.
18. And 12 damage.
All right. So you are able to slay this creature.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna shout out, Gorham, it's good to see you. You're very timely with your arrival as usual. And I'm gonna turn around and just kind of try and get in the face of the yellow one behind me a little bit.
All right. Awesome. Next it is this purple knoll down here. He's gonna go for you, Naylan, with his spear.
Block him.
Big dodge.
Ooh, that is gonna be a 23 to hit,
Oh
my God.
and he's gonna hit you for 5 points of piercing damage.
I can take it. I'm good. I'm fine.
Czar, you're up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, seeing the massive amount of damage that the new person brought in, I'll try to match that, and I'll pump some more fiery damage into him.
Yeah.
Pump it in.
Come
Put
on.
some more-
Big
Throw
ups to
another
Wendy's.
ember at her.
Let's go. This one.
Nice.
All right. How do you kill it?
Oh, fuck
That's what I was
yes.
talking
Okay.
about.
So like Czar's kind of like he's sweating a little bit, you know, just like, oh, it's like, all right, Book, give it all you got, and
I'm charging up.
I'm a fire in the laser.
the fiery,
3000.
the fiery lightning across the dragon's head keeps sparking and sparking, like until like it's burning, and it'll like take a breath in and it'll blow and it'll travel along that fiery rope that's attached to him, and it'll just like singe him and burn him to pieces.
Awesome. So the fire spreads from the trunk of this creature and just engulfs it, spreading both ways up towards its legs and up towards its head as it gets engulfed in fire and burns and falls to the ground. And Gurram, who's standing in front of it, looks over to you, says, "Well met, young one." And you also see Holgram and Midas. You guys see this creature change from its large hulking form. It shrivels back down almost into like a human shape, and it slumps down onto the ground, motionless.
What the
Freaking
fuck?
werewolf. It's so cool.
Superb shot.
That was, you
Excellent.
barely even did anything. That was mine.
Czar kind of blushed a little bit.
All right. You guys have a minute of combat tactics starting now.
What do we do?
Let's see. I might just go invisible. To be very honest.
Oh my god, I moved forward. I can get behind it and help on that front, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to stay on this yellow one or if I should make my way over towards the rest of the group to protect you guys.
I think finish
I can
the yellow one.
also.
Have you done any damage to it?
There is a chance of me being able to like pull the purple guy like towards me and offer y'all.
Okay, with lightning lure.
Yeah, but I that's if it fails.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I can stab the blue guy with my little sword.
I can do an attack before I go invisible as well.
All right, time's up. Eladrian,
Let's
you're
see.
up.
Okay, so this guy here in front of me, this blue one, I'm just going to take my sword here, my rapier, and with my bird flute in one hand, I unsheath my rapier and I go ahead and I try to attack him.
All right, make that attack roll.
Come on, big money. 18.
An 18 will hit.
Yes, it will. And I will stab him in the throat with a 10.
Ooh, big damage. So you're able to
Max
successfully pierce, get around its shield and stab it right in the chest, doing a solid amount of damage to it.
Aha! Take that, you stupid shield.
Naylan, you're up.
I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on it. So make a Wisdom saving throw of
Which one?
13. Sorry, the one that Eladrian just attacked.
Okay.
Eladrian just attacked.
So saving throw of
13.
for wisdom.
Yes.
Ooh, 15. It succeeds.
All right. Then I go invisible.
All right.
And
You go poof.
yeah, Naylan does a crappy spell and then goes invisible. That'll be it.
All right. Perfect. All right. Next, it is the Knoll that was just attacked by Eladrian, so he's going to strike back at you, Eladrian, with a bite attack.
Get those teeth away from me.
Ooh, so he's a little bit too phased by the massive amount of damage you did, and he is unable to get a bite of you.
That's right. I don't even taste good.
All right, so next up it is Gurum's turn. Seeing how his protege Holgrim is engaged with that knoll over there, and Eladrian just did a bunch of damage to that one in front of him, he's going to take a running leap and try to strike down with his greatsword against this knoll here. Oh, excuse me. So he is successful with his first strike, and he's going to wind up and swing once again for another successful strike. So this guy's going to take a lot of damage. Oh god, that is a lot of damage. 11, 14, and then 20. Wow. He cleaves this thing in two, jumping
Holy
down
crap.
right on top of it. Boom, dead.
Nice.
Next it is this knoll up here. He's going for Holgrim. He's trying to get him. And nope, unsuccessfully tries to bite at you, Holgrim. Midas, you're up.
Cool. I am going to jump down behind this blue one, and like I'm gonna reach around and put my hand on like his forehead, not on his mouth because I'm not crazy, and I'm gonna cast Stalking Grass.
All right. I'll hit.
Muhahaha.
For 2 damage. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
You singe its forehead, but it's still standing, just barely, surrounded by all these guys. He's gonna get messed up.
We really be pumping out the numbers.
All right, Holgrim, you're up.
Pump up the numbers. Pump it up.
All right, so I'm just gonna go for the yellow guy up top here.
And this one's looking mighty fresh.
Shit.
So 16.
Yes.
16 hits.
And 6 damage.
All right. You
And then
want
I'm just gonna kind of with my movement kind of scoot around.
to... Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty, perfect. Zara, you're up.
Feeling pumped up and about killing the last one, I will try to take out the blue guy, or blue or purple. Can't really tell. Yeah.
Alright.
Surrounded by my friends. I'll hit him with a ray of frost. 14.
14 will hit.
Set it cold.
And that will freeze him in place as he shatters to the ground into pieces and dies.
I got your back. We need to help Holgrim.
All right, I'm not doing combat tactics. We're going right into Eladrin. Go.
Oh my god, I firebolt the guy from back here. Holy shit. Coming at you, buddy! With a 20.
Hit.
Damage coming hard. Set 9.
Oh,
Bam!
shit.
Darn. All right. You really meant it. All right. Good stuff. Anything else?
I'm just gonna do a little dance.
Perfect. Naylan, you're up.
Wisdom saving throw told the dead on that guy.
Alrighty.
Wisdom saving throw.
With a 10, it does not succeed.
Okay, it'll take a d12.
Necrotic.
Nice. Let's go.
The one.
It hears a little bell in its ear, and it's annoyed.
Oh, Nalen's on invisible.
Oh yeah, there you're uninvisible. And Gurim is going to just stand at the side and sheath his blade and watch you guys finish off this creature. He's particularly watching Holgrim in action. So this gnoll is going to try and strike at you, Holgrim. Nope, that's a 1. That's a miss. So you're able to bat it aside with your master's gaze watching you. You're just like, this is nothing compared to what Gurim has trained me for. Midas, you're up.
Oh yeah. Can I hop back over?
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna try to uppercut it. Come on, soften grass. You never failed me before.
Ooh,
Wow.
not this time.
Wow.
It's ready. It's watching you. It's super on guard because it's the last one alive. And it's able to block your attack. But
I'm not
Holgrim,
gonna live anyway.
you're up.
Alright, I'll just take an attack with my Warhammer.
14 will hit.
14. Alright.
Bring it home.
7 damage.
How do you finish it?
So yeah, I noticed that Gorum is watching me, so I'm a little nervous. I want to show what I can do. So I just kind of wind up and just hit it kind of square in the chest with my Warhammer.
Awesome. So caving in its chest, this creature slumps down to the ground and falls over dead.
Thank God.
Perfect. Good job, guys. So,
Nice.
hearing the commotion settle down a little bit, Baylor steps out of the house and looks at the carnage that has transpired, and he says, are you guys all right?
Oh yeah, I'm great.
I'll say we're fine, but there may be a family in that house over there. That's not so lucky.
Yeah. Oh man, that was all right. I mean, that was crazy.
Oh, with all those monsters about, I know you guys did your best to protect the village, and for that we're thankful. But, poor Orston. And Baylor goes over to Orston's body, which has still been impaled by a spear. He pulls the spear out of Orston's body and lays him down on the ground. And some of the other villagers start to pour out and see what happened, and some screams appear as people go into the homes to see that family was indeed killed by the gnoll. And other ones go and investigate and mourn the loss of Orston. And Gurum stands over the body of the large hulking creature, just stroking his chin and contemplating the battle that he just waged.
Are y'all gonna be okay?
Baylor looks over to you and walks over, and you'll say, Well, as long as the Shrine of Sylvanas sends over more people, I'm sure that we'll be able to be well protected, and we'll send word to Vrento to ask for a garrison of guards here as well. Gurum steps over and looks over to Baylor and says, I apologize for the loss of Orsten. He was a dear friend to the Shrine of Sylvanas, and he will be greatly missed. We will be sure to mention and get more men over here to help guard the city. Holgrim, well fought, my protege.
Thank you, Gorm. We couldn't have done that without your timely arrival. But that large creature was very strange to us. Have you seen anything like him before?
Wait.
Especially how he changed back into a man after you killed him, or Zar killed him.
Wait.
Come, take a look at the body.
You know this guy?
Yes, this is Gorham. He was my teacher when I was training to become a paladin. A paladin of Sylvanas.
Gurum will kneel down and kind of looking through the charred body with you, Holgrim. He'll turn to you and he'll say, this was something that we never really needed to teach you about on Stellaris. There were no such creatures affected by lycanthropy. But creatures like this are a direct affront to Sylvanas. And they must be slain with silver. And he'll reach into his back pocket and he'll pull out 2 vials of a silvery substance. And he'll hand them to you, Holgrim. He'll say, these are vials of silver sheen. They will give your weapons the ability to harm creatures like this. There's not much of this being produced in Stellaris, mainly because there's never really been any lycanthropy on Stellaris. But something's changed. Something's different. Have you noticed anything different?
Well, we've been involved in a number of creature attacks. Goblins, harpies, and then these creatures that we've just come across. We also had contact with a man riding a dragon, a man with red eyes. And we've been in touch with the Crimson Sun Temple about that. So there are a number of new disturbances on the island right now.
Well, it seems you have your hands full if you're dealing with the Crimson Sun. But I must bring this body back to the shrine and let the others know that there is lycanthropy on Stellaris. So, Gurum will hoist the body up and carry it over his shoulders. He'll look over to Baylor and he'll say, I'll be sure that the shrine sends additional reinforcements to guard Vallican. But until then, do reach out to Vrento. We need as many men as we can get. And Gurum will look to you, Holgrim. He will nod, and he'll begin to exit the city, carrying the body with him. Baylor, looking around to all the destruction that's going on, he speaks to you, Midas, and he says, do you guys have a place to stay for the night? I'm sure you've quelled whatever assault was coming for the night, but I'd feel better if you stayed here and guarded us at least overnight.
Yeah, don't worry about that. That is situated with the bar. I think I speak to my whole party when I say we would love to stay here for a bit longer to help out and keep watch.
Absolutely.
We thank you so much. We'll have to make another burial plot or two, unfortunately, for the ones lost in this fight. But please, go, get some rest. We much appreciate your sacrifice that you've done just for our fair city. Baylor will go over to some of these villagers and start instructing them to bury additional graves for the ones lost in this fight. As you guys are instructed to head back to the stopover and get rest for the night.
Nice.
So before you guys head for any sort of rest, is there anything you guys want to do?
So are the other wolves kind of, or what are they? What are they? The Krolls, the other things? Are they laying on the ground? Are they dead somewhere?
Yeah, those things are kind of dead on the ground.
Can I skin them?
Bro.
What do you have to skin them with?
My dagger.
All right, roll a survival check for me.
Here we go.
That's
Let's go,
20.
guys. 13.
So you, my friend, are not the most proficient with skinning animals. You're basically unable to get like a good pelt off of these things, and instead it's mostly just kind of leather scraps.
Okay, even better. So I take.
What are you doing?
I was giving you some fabric so you could make us like a scarf, man. We're going into the cold winter, so I was. Well, it's what's wrong? You can. You're
class.
all the time. You are talking about such. I am so good at sewing. I'm such a tailor, and now you are saying you cannot make something amazing out of these animal scraps.
Because I have to cool them.
Because what?
I have class. I have.
You have. I didn't know you were
Ethics?
still in school. What class do you have to go to?
How to beat your ass 101. What the fuck is that, Trin?
I was trying to help, man. It's going to be cold where we're going. I thought you could maybe, make us a scarf or like a cloak or something.
If you wanted
more.
me to, I could, but not out of that.
They are warm. Why not? We could be warm with their warmth.
Because 5 seconds ago they were trying to kill us. I'm pretty sure your blood is drenching it right now.
You have to see the bigger picture, man.
Did you not see the... Nathan!
No.
That's upsetting to him.
Nope.
And these are just like bloody scraps too. You have to tan them and all that kind of
The
stuff.
moment he hears Nayland and turns around and sees this scenario, he's going straight to his room for some rest. Just I bother me when I have sleep.
Hold on!
It's like these just long strips and like squares and like ripped pieces. I'm like, make like a fur quilt, man. Like, Holgram, tell him he can do it.
Hold on, please.
I think that might be best not done. I think maybe making things out of humanoids is a little bit much.
Thank you. Someone who has sense. Elaborate, put it down!
But there is.
Put it down!
Fine. I'm sorry, boy. Zar, I was trying to have him make you a jacket. I know you're always cold.
Zara's in the corner puking at this entire conversation.
Hush.
Again, Elijah. Why again?
No one understands
Why not
what
just...
real art is.
You're mad!
Chunks of fur and flesh and blood.
Why not just take their lungs out and make them part of your
Don't
bagpipes?
give him any ideas, Zorn!
That's not a half bad idea.
Oh my god!
Dear God.
Give myself a new pair of bellows.
That's what I thought you were gonna do, to be honest. I thought you were taking their lungs out.
Well, they don't have can you imagine what these bagpipes would sound like if that laugh came out of them?
Hell.
No.
Perhaps it's time we all take a rest. I think
Mm.
those beasts have knocked a lot more brain cells out of you.
I think this is enough surgery for one day. I mean, we're going to put the dagger away now.
I agree. Let's put it down. Let's put the scraps down.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's okay, fine.
Jesus.
I've been hit so many times. I think the book is telling me to do it. I'm like, yeah, good job. I will do it because the book said so.
Oh God, not you! Oh
Read the
no!
book now. Let's go. Everyone just sleep deprived. Hear the book.
Where's that bed?
Okay, that's it.
All right, so you guys slowly, very tiredly, make your way back to the stopover, and Quinn greets you. She's not aware of what transpired just yet in the village, and she shows you up to your rooms. There's each a single bed available for each one of you. So you guys are able to, as soon as you guys hit your heads to the pillows, you're all passed out immediately. And you'll all get a long rest, and you'll all go up to level 3.
Yeah.
My time has come.
Let's go.
So do you guys want to, let's do HP right now. Do you guys just want to take the average, or does anyone want to roll?
I'll take my average.
I'm feeling rollless. I'm gonna roll.
Roll it.
I'm gonna roll.
What's your hit die? Whatever that one is, a D8 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Plus
Great
your
question.
plus your con.
But okay, 1 second.
Czar, what are you doing?
I'll take an average.
All right. Holgrim, what are you doing?
I think I'm gonna do average as well.
All right. Well, Adrian, what are you doing?
The average is how many?
If you look up your character sheet,
Oh, okay.
it'll usually says it somewhere or other. Like if you look up the like the class of a bard, it'll show like what your HP is and blah 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 blah. I think I wrote it somewhere.
Nice.
Would you roll? Minus?
I'm rolling right now.
Oh shit.
Oh, 10.
shit.
Let's go!
There you go.
I
Nice.
am broke.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, Holgram, I got a spell for you next time.
All right,
So
guys,
much.
and that's all for tonight.
Oh, I get my special.
Ooh.
Oh, my specialist.
God,
forms.
yes,
Let's
big
go.
spells. Oh my god, so many spells!
I get my arcane armor. Ah!
All of us just hype it up over leveling up. Oh my god, how wonderful. How wonderful. What great session.
Now I get to make it even harder for you guys.
Hey, yo, that.
Yes,
Come at me,
please.
bro.
I was
Those
actually
second
scared for
level
that fight.
spells
I'm
are
not
heavy.
gonna lie.
You what?
That fight was kind of scary.
Nah,
Sure
we
did.
had it.
You guys,
Loki.
you're not gonna always have a knight in shining armor come help you guys.
No, yeah, we will
Right.
every time.
I mean,
No,
yeah, it was for me. I didn't take a single hit.
That'll change next time.
Hey.